Alright, let's get this gravy train rolling. Hey y'all, hi Kayla. Hello, hello, hope everyone's doing well. We're back for some more of this. More of this insanity. I believe that there's 2 parts left. There's this ending middle part and then the actual ending. Second half of the middle and then the ending. Will we finish today in 3 hours? Probably not. Will we finish next week? Very likely. But you know what will go make it go faster? Me not going on tangents. Is that going to happen? Unlikely. I will go on many a tangent. Sean, he was my dad? It can't have been easy learning the truth about his father's identity so unexpectedly. And too late to ever get to know him. You know how hard I tried to find him? Sean, I get it. He was the president. He had a lot more to think about than just me. But he was right there in front of me. Right there on the set. So why? Why didn't he just say something? Why didn't he tell me who he was? I'm sorry, Sean. That came out weird. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm so sorry. Why am I saying his name weird? What's wrong with me? I'm okay. My brain is acting funky. It's not your fault, Mom. It's mine. If I hadn't broken my promise to you, that fire would have never happened, and he wouldn't have... I've ruined everything. Everything. It's all my fault. I even ruined your flowers. Sean! Please. You mustn't blame yourself. Just try to be here with me. Just for a little while. I still don't think that it was him who killed the president. The bond between parent and child, as symbolized by the lion lily. I'm no expert, but its native is Zhang Fa, so I know that much at least. Sadly, we don't have the luxury of dwelling on such things just now. I know it might seem insensitive, Agent Lang, but sentimentality won't help us here. We need to focus on what we can do about the case before us. You're right. I believe we've learned all we need to about what happened back then for now. How did it all line up with your father's theories about the case? I want to know. He took those to the grave with him. He never shared his thoughts with anybody. There's no way of knowing now what he figured out. What about your own thoughts? Are you feeling any more positive in light of what we learned from Kay's reconstruction? Are we any closer to learning what really happened 12 years ago? You know, I think we might be. My father's footsteps are starting to become clear. Now all we need to do is follow them. All the way to the truth. The president went to the orphanage that night. That much we know for sure. The Taurosaurus toy proves it. He must have gone there to meet with the Amelie Finn. Except he was kidnapped, and Alldown happened to see it. If Alldown hadn't been there wouldn't have been a murder, just a kidnapping. Instead, they had to move his body to the planters and stage that photo to throw everybody off the scent. I mean, this sounds correct. So that's our current theory, is it? That sounds like everything that I remember being correct. But there's something I still don't understand. There is. This. Why risk staging the picture? They would have had to force the president to play along, wouldn't if he hadn't? It's a good question, and we may be closer to discovering the answer than we think. We'll just have to get there one deduction at a time. Do you think that they probably knew about Sean? If like, do this or we're gonna threaten your son too. I guess we will. Alright, deduce away. Okay.
Hold it!
The plushie has a recording device concealed inside it, correct? It does, and it was used by Sean's mother, Amelie, to record a message asking the president to meet her at the orphanage at midnight. Whoa! You're finishing each other's sentences now? What a team! I hope one of you doesn't betray the other in a horrible act of, betrayal and the other one thinking that it was love. And someone ends up with a frozen heart. That'd be terrible. As long as you don't finish each other's sandwiches, I guess you're fine. You two will peel away the layers of the truth like an onion, I'm sure of it. Wrong animated movie. You do realize that there's nothing underneath all the layers of an onion, don't you, Kay? Could you try to say something a little less unfortunate sounding? You two will peel away the layers of the truth like the skin of a wolf, I'm sure it. You said less unfortunate sounding. Shall I continue?
Hold it!
As we go over the details, Mr. Aldown saw the president being kidnapped from right by the orphanage, and he was standing next to the snowman. The murderer crept up behind him, grabbed a brick, and how? Huh? Calm down, Kay, was simply verifying our understanding of events. Yeah, well, that little outburst just blew my understanding out of my ears. I know we have to go over all this again, but can we do it a little less dramatically? Really? Fine, I'm happy to keep answering if you're happy to keep asking. But I don't know if you've noticed, dramatically kind of makes everything more fun. Otherwise, we just kind of sound like this the whole time, and then it just gets boring. Just like completely monotone, flat. If Aldown hadn't been there, there wouldn't have been a murder, just a kidnapping. If Mr. Aldown hadn't been there, huh? That's an interesting suggestion. See what I mean? No, we do things dramatically, with oomph and pizzazz. And pizza, if we have that around too. Can't you explain? There's not a whole lot to explain. Pizza's great. What the fuck more do you want, bitch? Oh, wait, you mean about the case. He saw the kidnapping, so he was murdered. If he hadn't been there, maybe the kidnapping could have happened without any blood being spilled. But could it? He makes it sound as if it was Mr. Aldown's fault he was murdered. That's not what Agent Lang is saying, Kay. What he means is that Mr. Aldown was the only person who died at the orphanage that night. Well, of course he was. They kidnapped the president and everything. But the ransom was paid and he came home safely, right? She's right, of course, but why does something bother me about that? Does something bother me about that? Well, I don't, What bothers me about it? Let's see here. President Lyon was supposed to meet Amelie. Witness Alf Aldown was murdered. His body moved in a photograph. I don't know what Edra sees. I think it might be worth taking another look over all the evidence. I am looking over the evidence, you son of a bitch. I guess, anyway, I'm here at the orphanage. Something weird's going on. And there's another, the lights out. Anyway, probably nothing, but I should let you know. This is what I'm worried about. This is actually a very good point. If Aldown hadn't been killed, I worry that a kid there would have. But unknown. Finish discussing things with your assistant, Mr. Prosecutor. Then let's continue, shall we? I don't think that's actually true. This is another very important part of our current theory. Should we go over all of the details again? Because that's right. They staged the photo in order to show that they were off orphanage property. Not necessarily throw them off the scent or anything, but... Sure, probably a good idea. Alright, first, what did Aldown see? He saw the president being kidnapped from right in front of the building. But the kidnappers were keen to avoid any suggestion that they might be connected with the orphanage. Yep, so they replaced the film in Aldown's camera, and staged a photograph of the kidnapping occurring further away from the building by about, like, right outside the gate. Indeed, and then they moved Mr. Aldown's body to a location consistent with what that picture showed. The secrets buried underneath the snow 12 years ago are finally coming to light. And we're sure that's really what happened that night? Well, the problem is... Here's the problem. We have the bloodstain here that was destroyed by the fire, right? The mysterious fire that was said before the incident, but actually clearly took place after. The blood wasn't all Downs. Also, that was true. Forgot about that. And then, of course, there was this. That depicted, like, the fact that there's blood there that we don't know whose blood that was. And then, of course, there's this child's drawing. What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? I get the sense we're still not seeing everything. And there's something else at play behind it all. There is? But what? There's a piece of evidence we discovered that Agent Lang's theory can't explain. We have to present him with it and develop our thinking further.
Objection!
Okay, good. That was right. I'm a genius! You're saying there would have been no murder if Mr. Alden hadn't witnessed the kid. Excuse me for the yawn. Hadn't witnessed the kidnapping. But is that really the case? Why wouldn't it be? Their main aim was to abduct the president, right? So if there hadn't been a witness present, they wouldn't have needed to murder anybody. And yet it remains possible that Mr. Alden wasn't the only person killed that night. There was a large pool of blood between the planters, but Mr. Alden was murdered over by the snowman. It can't belong to him. What if all that blood by the planters belonged to somebody else? Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. You do realize what you're saying, don't you? I do. It's hard to believe, I'll be the first to admit it, but it's what the evidence suggests. Not just one person was killed here 12 years ago, but two. You're saying they covered up a whole separate murder? But whose? Who else was killed that night? Amelie Finn wasn't killed that night, was she? Whoever covered up this other homicide did so very skillfully indeed. They even seem to have been able to avoid it getting mentioned in the files. But they didn't quite get rid of everything. We have a piece of evidence from 12 years ago they never managed to erase. Something else happened that night. The fire? Or it's either the fire or it's the painting. It's the little picture that the kid drew. Because here's a question. Where's the kid from that orphanage? Is he still around? Do we know that kid? I sure hope a kid wasn't killed. That would suck.
Take that!
Excelsius Winter tried to shroud the existence of the other murder in darkness, but there was one piece of evidence he wasn't able to suppress, thanks to the efforts of your father, Agent Lang. My father? I'll cast your mind back, if you will. Something else was hidden along with all the other evidence from the crime scene. The existence of the child who set the fire in front of the orphanage. But why would Chairman Winter wish to erase him from the record? Maybe because he's dead. Because he saw something he should not have. That's why. He did? What was it? It's right here in this picture. The picture my father kept. Oh! I just realized who that is. Is that fucking Canis? The assassin? And maybe his dog? I thought that was a cat, but it might be a dog. That's the president on the right-hand side. And that's the Torosaurus toy in his hand. But who's that standing across from him? The only bald man we know, obviously.
Take that!
Eastern Rose and a black dog. That can only be Bullet Hammer Canis. What? The creepy assassin guy? And what would a hired killer be doing in the presence of a president? And I can think of only one thing. That's right, it wasn't a kidnapping that occurred here 12 years ago. It was an assassination. Wait, okay, wait. I don't remember who said it, or if I said it, or if other people said it, but what if the president, quote-unquote, changed 12 years ago because he did in fact die 12 years ago? What if that wasn't him? What if that was him and he died? And Warden the Guard and Chairman Winter were... Yes, I think they were complicit. More than complicit, in fact. One provided the venue for the killing, and the other suppressed the testimony of the child who witnessed it. Mr. Alden was murdered because what he witnessed was actually an assassination, and not the kidnapping he thought to be at all. Do you think I'm an idiot? How could the president have died 12 years ago? We only found his body this morning. He was alive and well until just recently. Yeah, we even met him. Indeed, as we have a president killed 12 years ago and a president killed in the last 48 hours. Someone's really good at disguises. Two presidents, in other words. Right, which is completely impossible. Or is it? I think it's entirely possible for there to be two presidents. In fact, that would explain a lot. Regardless of what happened, I still respected him. Zangfar may not be a big country, but he held that place together. The president Agent Ling spoke of was a noble and capable leader. But the one that we met was this, loser. President Mask has well and truly slipped. Entirely unlike the men we met. It really did seem as if they were two completely different people, but, I just assumed that someone that could change a lot in 12 years. But how could one country have two presidents? What could explain a situation? Twins. A disguise. A body double. Mistaken identity. Does he have a twin? Meh? Could the president not have been a twin? Yeah, that could maybe explain it. Sorry, but it couldn't. President Wang was an only child. That's a matter of record. Okay, then it's the body double, which is the one I actually thought it was, but I was like, I should... An Ace Attorney game could trick me one way or the other to be like, a twin's gonna sound stupid, but that's the truth. Or, a twin's gonna sound stupid, and that's why it's not the truth. So just pick the obvious answer. That is the truth. But it's like, but the obvious answer could be the trap. One of the two was a body double. Tell me that doesn't make sense. A body double? President Wang was a man of great power and influence in Zhangfa, a figure on the world stage. There must have been countless attempts on his life over the years, such as the one at Gold Lake only a few days ago. It's true, there are more than a few assassination attempts. That doesn't mean I'm about to accept that there is more than one president. Not without proof. Do we have any proof? Do we? Do we? That's a very good question. I mean, other than this one being pretty obvious.
Take that!
Nope. Okay. I was thinking maybe maybe it would be something like this, but okay, hold on. I'll try again. Give me another shot. If you could prove that he'd ever been in two places at once. Oh, okay. Two places at once. Let me think. That he was in two places at once. Hold. April 4th, 11:05. And April 5th, 11 p.m. I think that proves it. Hold on. And we also have the tape that he was from last night, but that doesn't tell us anything. No. Wait. Hold on. President's presence at embassy until midnight confirmed by Da Long Ling. Until midnight. And this week he was supposed to meet at midnight. Does that maybe prove it? Oh god. Oh my god. I just thought of something. The fire? Just kind of taking a general look at the shape of the fire. Does that look potentially human shaped to anyone besides just me? Does that look potentially maybe just a little bit human shaped? Like, just a smidge. Just possibly. Just maybe.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hi, Duffy. Hello, hello. We're in the middle of solving a murder from 12 years ago. Yep. This is it. The clock here says midnight. And where is it? This one also says midnight.
Take that.
I don't think he's noticed the contradiction staring him in the face. Or is he just unable to accept it? What's the matter, Mr. Prosecutor? You're pretty quiet all of a sudden. In Amelie Fenn's recording, she asked the president to be at the orphanage at midnight. But it shouldn't have been possible for him to be there at that time. Huh? How come? Because he was supposedly still at the embassy. With your father, Agent Lang. So he had noticed. The only way he could have been in two places at once is if there were two of him. So the real president, that was the one who died 12 years ago? I think it might have been. But why? And who? Who would have hired Candace to murder the president? In order to figure that out, we'll need to look again at the piece of evidence we recently discovered was a fake. The fake evidence. The fake evidence was this one. The picture taken with Mr. Aldown's camera was staged sometime after his murder, and Mr. Aldown was murdered because he witnessed the president's assassination. In other words, the photograph too must have been taken after the real president's death. So who is the president in the staged photograph? The body double. Nothing else makes sense. I believe the president's double had him killed so that he could take his place permanently. An Excelsius winner and Fifi Lagarde helped him do it. Wait! You don't even have a body to support your theory. Are you telling me it magically disappeared? No. In fact, we know exactly where it wound up. The president's body was here the whole time. Right here. Your sense of humor needs some serious work. Wait, what do you mean? Excuse you? I thought I was pretty clever. Oh, digging it up. Maybe, oh, the evidence that was buried. It might have been his body. It was here the whole time. It was here the whole time. Where is here?
Take that.
A chairman winner dug something up last night. Something he couldn't trust anybody else to retrieve. Something that we still need to go to his fucking house and find it. Open up that goddamn bag. We thought it might have been the ransom money, but it was actually something even more important. Wait, you mean? That's right. The real president's body. I think it's highly likely anyway. What? The body may have decomposed in the intervening years, but the bones would surely have remained. Mr. Powers informed us that construction is due to start here sometime soon. Everything had to be wrapped up before then. The shooting of the movie and the recovery of the president's remains. Yeah, I guess once they started digging the place up, they would have found them pretty quick, huh? Agent Lang, we need to have the so-called monster footprints analyzed again. Yeah, I guess we do. If there's a body under one of them, there should be trace evidence to confirm it. Hey, give me somebody from forensics, and also someone get down to ex-Chairman Winter's house and find his fucking bag of bones. Oh my god, that's kind of fucked up when I think about it, because that means that poor Eustace Winter was tied up in a closet right next to a skeleton in a bag. That's fucked up. Sir, we're sending the findings of our analysis, sir. Traces of human remains were found in the dirt, along with other signs of a body having been buried. So it really was him. Bones were also recovered from the home of Excelsius Winter in a bag in the same closet where we found Eustace Winter tied up, and by we I mean Edgeworth over there. The physique looks to be about right, and dental medical records are unmatched, sir. In other words, the president's been dead for 12 fucking years and no one fucking noticed. What the fuck is wrong with all of you people? It's him, no doubt about it. So as suspected, the real President Wang was killed 12 years ago, and the SS5 kidnapping was in fact a homicide. Wow, so it really was a murder, huh? This case is taking so many twists and turns, I'm starting to lose track. Yes, perhaps we should summarize our findings, just to confirm that we understand everything correctly. Good idea. Let's go over everything from the point where the president arrived at the orphanage. 12 years ago, the real President Wang visited the orphanage, his aim, to meet his infant son. In other words, congratulations, your dad's been dead for 12 years, not for 24 hours. The footprints we originally assumed to be those of Mr. Olddown seem likely to have actually been made by the president upon his arrival. But instead of being greeted by his child, he was met by the assassin Bodhidharma Karnas. That's so sad. He was hoping to see his baby for the first time, only to... Indeed, but at least with Mr. Karnas, we can be sure that the job was swiftly and effectively completed. But then, after the assassination, another tragedy occurred. Mr. Olddown's murder. Yes, it seems he witnessed a key moment in the evening's proceedings. The moment when our culprits, the so-called kidnappers, took the president's body around to the side of the building. That was the sight that sealed his fate. We've now established that he was standing by the orphanage gates at the time. Far enough away that he believed what he was seeing was the president's abduction. At which point... Oh, the body double who had come to meet up with his co-conspirators walked right up behind Mr. Olddown, leading to our unfortunate eyewitness being murdered by the man who was plotting to replace the president. So, was it the body double who moved Mr. Olddown's body too? Yes, I think it probably was. But none of the footprints could have been his, could they? Actually, I think they could. In fact, we have a piece of evidence that proves how that particular trick was achieved. Without leaving any footprints. How? That's a good question. He jumped on the planters. We really don't have much, do we? The planters and no, because then there'd be, you know, footprints on the planters. I don't know. I don't know. How did he do it? Without even any footprints, how did he take him from the gate to the back? These are questions I don't know the answer to. Maybe he's just really strong and he threw him. Why do I not know? Why can't I figure this out? Oh, wait. Duh, he would have just walked on the footprints that were already there.
Take that!
If there are already footprints there, then you can just use... I know where they were.
Take that!
One of the president's double moved Mr. Olddown's body like this. After killing Mr. Olddown, he could have carried him to the other side of the entrance. Given that his job was to look just like the president, he would have been wearing the same shoes, meaning that he stepped exactly in the footprints left by the real president. Of course! He would have been the same size and shape and size. It would have looked like a single set of footprints. I knew it! So that's how it all went down? I'm so glad we finally figured it out. Oh wait, but there's one thing I still don't get. There is. What? Why did they need to pretend there was a kidnapping? Easy, because Mr. Alldown had seen the president at the orphanage, and with the message on Miss Ringer's phone describing what he thought he saw, would have been impossible for the conspirators to erase that message, so they had to make it look as if the events described in the message were true, by staging a kidnapping like the one he thought he saw. Exactly. I think the two people in the photograph are likely to be the body double and Fifi Lagarde. She's the one in the trench coat? How can you be sure of that? The two of them would have had to walk out beyond the orphanage gates to save the photo. The body double could have put his feet in the real president's prints as he did before. Oh, so the other set of footprints were hers! The ones we originally thought belonged to the killer, yes. They are about a size 9, too small for Chim and Winner, in other words, which means the kidnapper must have been played by Ward and Lagarde, and that explains how a so-called kidnapping was actually a presidential assassination. The money was just the cherry on top. It does, which means my father must have noticed. There's no way Winner suspected a murder. Especially not with the kid's picture as proof. But the picture was never officially put into evidence, correct? No, he appears to have kept hold of it after taking the witness statement of the child who drew it. Yeah, because he knew. He knew President Wayne was dead, and he knew what would happen if that news ever got out. Zhang Fa would have been plunged into chaos, no doubt. So he kept it a secret, and that secret died with him until now, even though it meant taking the blame for the kidnapping and our family name being ruined. So your father knew the truth about what happened 12 years ago, but he chose to hide it. Well, it's finally coming to light at last. This is indeed intriguing. Was that Shelley the killer? What? Who's there? It's Canis! What up, Buttadama Canis? That sound. Is that a bell? Wait, Canis, why are you here? And still in your prison garb? Buttadama Canis. And your puppy. What the heck are you doing here? We're the law! You think you just show up in front of us like it ain't a problem? Forgive me, but I couldn't help overhearing the fascinating conversation you were having. The opportunity to gloat over your past crimes was just too good to miss, I expect. You killed President Wayne. I did, but it's not something I'm inclined to gloat over. I was more interested in something else you mentioned, or someone else, should I say. Someone you're looking for, I suppose. Exactly. That's why I took a little sojourn from the penitentiary, to find a certain young pup. A young pup in a rather eye-catching red raincoat. What? Wait, you know who they are? In a manner of speaking. What did you call them again? A secret mastermind? The prosecutor looks a little surprised, doesn't he, Helmut? Yes, he does. The young pup I mentioned, he saved my life, you know, 12 long years ago. Okay, so the secret mastermind, as you have surmised, it was I who killed President Wayne. Well, that meant that I, too, became an inconvenience in need of removal. The imposter president, Winner, Lagarde, all three were keen to guarantee my silence. And if I hadn't met my friend, the young pup again, they might even have succeeded. I wonder what he's doing now. So it was the president's body double who hired you? I remember his words almost as if it were yesterday. Hi, Monica. Hello. Do you know how many times I've been nearly killed? Not once, not twice, a bunch of times. Why do I have to take all the risk? Why am I the one they are always putting in danger? Hydrate, will do. I'm postured, I promise. When I'm out there being him, people treat me like I was him. They worship me. Okay, I can save. Hold on. There we go. So what's the difference? Who's to say I couldn't be just as good as him? There was a difference, of course, even if he did look and sound exactly like him. And just because it walks and talks like a president, that doesn't make it a president, does it, boy? No. So he got his wish and became the boss, but couldn't quite fill his predecessor's shoes. That means I'm number one. I wonder if you have what it takes to step into such capable shoes. Of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me. Seems the king and his knight were much the same. The president knew that his employer had a weakness, a young woman named Amelie. But in order to find her, he needed to enlist the help of locals. Bye, Delphi. I hope work is well for you today. Locals such as Chairman Winner. Once Miss Finn had been located, they simply needed to find the right time to lay their trap. The meetings she arranged so the president could meet his son. That would have been the perfect opportunity. Indeed, and with the head of the orphanage brought into the fold, their little conspiracy was complete. Warden the guard. Now, quid pro quo, where might I find a pup? What makes you think the boy who helped you and our mysterious string puller are one and the same? He set a little fire that night, out there in the yard of the orphanage. Oh, yeah, we saw that. It was some kind of a prank, right? A prank? It was nothing of the sort, my dear. No, as I understand it, he had taken refuge in the igloo by the entrance. From there, he happened to see Winner and the guard carrying away a dead body. He also overheard them hatching a certain sordid little plot. A plot to remove me, the only other person who knew what had really happened, from the picture. Thankfully, he was kind enough to come and inform me. I was waiting inside the building, you see. He also happened to mention later on that he was wearing his favorite red raincoat. In any case, he escorted me from the premises. And, being a very considerate boy, thought to erase both our footprints from the scene of the crime. Okay, hold on. I need to start looking at people. Who could possibly have been the young boy at the orphanage? In a red raincoat. The answer? By the looks of things, not anyone I fucking know. Unless, that's where things get real fucked up. Unless, controller, please. Game, controller. Game's working, controller's not working. Hello? Why? Why controller suddenly no work? Oh, VTuber also broke. Yeah. Alright, hold on. We might have to just restart the game. We did just save, so yes, close that. Let's try that again. Hold on. See if we can fix it by restarting. All of a sudden, it didn't want to do nothing. Yeah, we saved not 4 minutes ago. Okay. Skip forward. Can't skip forward the fast way because we haven't technically read this yet, blah blah blah, according to the game, but we have. Move on. Ironic that it does seem to kind of circle back around to being a very similar crime to the first one we dealt with in this game. blah blah blah, dog, blah blah blah, child, blah blah blah, conspiracy, blah blah blah, more conspiracy, blah blah blah, betrayal. And also, why are you asking us? Oh, right. The thing I was going to say, who might possibly be the orphan killer. No, it couldn't have been you. Because you're too old. 12 years ago, you were too old for that. Never mind. Unless it wasn't a boy and it was actually Tabby Lloyd. Like, that's my only thought. Is that he kind of thought it was a young boy, but it was actually Tabby Lloyd. Because, again, Tabby Lloyd's pretty much the only one on my fucking list here who I think isn't who they say they are. But it brings much of a question of why. Also, I just realized his prisoner number is boss. So I understand. He had taken... Nope, hold on. We're past this part a little bit. Wait, what the hell? What do you mean it stopped here again? Some of my buttons are working and some of them are not. What is happening here? Why? Why are you stuck here? What is wrong? Why are you... What? Hello? Question mark? Autoplay? Autoplay off? Autoplay on? Forward? Buttons? No buttons are working? What the hell? Yes, I know unsaved progress will be lost, but like, what the hell is happening here? I have things that I would like to continue on with and do. I would like to see. Absolutely bizarre. Let's just have autoplay stay on and not press any buttons, and we'll see if it breaks there again. Because if it does, that's weird and confusing. No. A plot term move, you know? Okay. We heard that part. Okay, maybe I did just press buttons weird that broke it. Because we were slightly past this part the first time it broke. The second time it broke earlier, and I don't know why. Being a very considerate boy, he thought to erase both our footprints from the scene of the crime. It seems he had a little kerosene set aside in the igloo for just such a... Why would a small child have kerosene in an igloo to purposely start a fire? So he spread it liberally about the place and set himself a little fire. But why? No way! So that's what the fire was for. It must have been ever so beautiful. When I and the guard were positively enchanted. And while they were distracted by the show, he took the opportunity to usher me out of a side entrance. You never answered my question. You really think he's the one behind all this? I do indeed. Don't I, Helmet? Yes, yes, I do. Fascinating. But what? Why? How? Who? Child? That's fine. That's proof. That's true. We meant that. Okay. Posture President, one of them, all three were keen to get yes. I hadn't met my friend, the young pup, again.
Hold it!
We need more info. Again? So the two of you had met before? Yes, on a cold and lonely Christmas Eve 18 years back. Okay, who do we know that's... I mean, 18 years ago would have only put Tabby Lloyd at 2 years old unless, you know, you're lying about your age. 12 years ago would have put you at 12. 18 years ago would have put you at 6 years before that at 6 years old. You're old enough. You're too old. You're too young. Too young. Unless it's you, I guess. But that doesn't make sense either. And you're potentially of the right age. That's long ago. But on that occasion, it was I who saved his life. It was snowing more than it had in years, and cold enough that death by freezing was a real possibility. I had taken Helmet out for a little walk. He noticed something and bounded off through the snow. When I called up to him, he was sniffing at a car. The doors had frozen shut. It took all the strength I had, but eventually I managed to open one. And inside, I found two young boys, shivering and semi-conscious. Wait, hold the phone! Aren't those the kids from Trial 3 that went missing? The, Gustav's kid and, Frost kid. Gustav and Frost, those kids. Two? Yes. And I found them even an hour later. Had I found them even an hour later, the poor wretches would never have made it. But wait, one of them was never found again. I took both of them to a nearby orphanage. Is it just me? Is there something significant about what... Yes. What is it about Constance's statement that's especially noteworthy? According to our evidence at this point, I guess just the number of people. But also the date. I mean, everything. Christmas Eve. You're certain there were two children in that car? It was a long time ago, but I remember it as clearly as if it were yesterday. There were two of them, no doubt about it. Why do you ask, Mr. Prosecutor? There's some significance in the number. He's right. Perhaps there isn't anything particularly significant or important about that just now. Well, that'd be all on the matter. This was on Christmas Eve, 18 years ago. You're certain of that? I am. Holy smokes! We have something that shows why that date is so... We do? Do we? Do we? Oh, yes, this one. We saw the information from the IS-7 case. There it is, yeah. The children of, Artie Frost and Gustav, whatever his name was. Carmelo Gusto, yes. Yeah, that one. What piece of evidence relates to it? The one that I just looked at. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Give me my money. And my lemonade. That was the same day on which a certain incident occurred, the murder of a well-known sculptor. No way! An incident in the aftermath of which 2 children went missing. The son of the victim, Artie Frost, and the son of the murderer, Carmelo Gusto. Yeah, now you mention it, the little guys did go AWOL, huh? And only one of them was ever seen again. I don't remember which one. Intriguing. The son of a murderer and the son of his victim. I suppose that would make sense. It would. One of the boys was bound hand and foot, you see. That must have been part of Mr. Frost's plan to stop Mr. Gustav's son from getting into the competition. Indeed, because without his son to taste his creations, Mr. Gusto would have had no chance of winning. So that's what was behind it all. Sadly, neither of the boys were able to remember any such details. They weren't. No, when we met each other again on that night 12 years ago, the young pup explained it to me. It seems that they really were on the brink of death when I found them, and the shock of the experience caused them both to lose their memories. They weren't even able to remember their names. Wow, so they wouldn't have known they were Mr. Frost and Mr. Gusto's kids? If what he's telling us is true, that would seem likely, yes. Which means we still don't have enough to tell us what who our mastermind might be. Mr. Connors, would you mind telling us what happened next? By all means. The pup and I remained in contact even after I was sent to prison, but then I stopped hearing from him. I couldn't help but worry. And then people from 12 years ago started cropping up all over the place. It rather piqued my curiosity, so I thought I'd temporarily regain my freedom and look into things. People from 12 years ago? You mean Lagarde, Winner, and the President, I assume? Well, Warren Lagarde was in charge of the prison where he was an inmate this whole time, right? I fear I wasn't as kind to her as I could have been. But then, she did try to have me killed. You already know why, of course. Because you murdered President Wang, but they needed the world to believe he was still alive. If somebody exposed this to the President as a fake, it would have been bad for Lagarde and Chairman Winner, too. Exactly. And not only that, I happened to overhear something else intriguing that night. I'll be at the orphanage on the evening of the 9th. I'll be waiting in the front yard. I thought you can meet him if you like, even if it's only just this once. I know you're a very busy man, but anyway, that's where I'll be. Who are you? Sorry, but I'm waiting for somebody. I know you are, President Wang. I couldn't help overhearing the news. Congratulations. But please don't worry about your son. I only kill those I am employed to kill, which in this case means you. No. Wait, this is my first chance to meet him. And it might be my only chance. Please, just give me a few minutes longer before we fight or whatever. I thought he was going to beg for his life, but no. An interesting character. I told him I was not aware that he had a child. No, he said, and shook his head. Neither was I, but the world will know that I have one now. I mean to make sure of it. I've even prepared something in case the worst comes to the worst. And the son in question, it was the young gentleman with the horns there, correct? Horns? You can see them? I don't need to, my dear. I've been listening very carefully, you see, and for longer than you may realize. So the president meant to tell the world about Sean, and prepared something in case of the worst. His will, that Lane has. But it's not enough simply to have Connors' word on the matter. Of course! We have something that proves what he's telling us the president said is true. The will. A will everybody knew about. He entrusted to my family to show his belief in us, after all. The name and the recording, the preparations he has made, and his will. With those 3 pieces of information, I was able to convince Warren Lagarde to do anything I asked. With the information at his disposal, he could have exposed the truth about the body double at any time, and Sean's true identity with it. So are we just gonna sit here and be like, yes, young child who is only, 13 years old? I killed your dad 12 years ago. Congratulations, you had nothing to do with the death of your dad. Other than the fact that he was just a prime opportunity. President Wang was more agile than I anticipated. He blocked my first knife thrust with something soft. By the time the piece I'd broken off at the snow, my next strike had hit its mark. So it was Connors who tore the horn off the Taurosaurus doll. I was the only one present to hear his final words, the only one who knew the truth about his son. Well, me and that poor pup. Who's the pup? I need more info. Papa and I remained in contact. I need more info. So you were able to continue communicating with him from prison? I was, via post office box. What's that? It's a means of exchanging mail without revealing one's own address. I never knew where he was, and I wasn't able to slip out and track him down. I was being kept under rather strict supervision, you see. By Ward and the guards, no doubt. What were the two of you even communicating about? Oh, we were playing correspondence chess, of course. That and griping about it. Wait, that doesn't make sense. The person you played correspondence chess with was Bronco Knight. Wait, but Ward and the guard killed him. He was dead. We investigated his murder. He was a corpse, a cold body, on the... I don't understand. Correspondence chess? But didn't you used to play that with... As unlikely as it may seem, the chess opponent was Mr. Knight. Yeah, it was Mr. Knight. We found the diagram of the game in his cell, too. Unless... So does that mean Knight had something to do with all that IS-7 business? Wait, could that be it? Do we have any evidence that might connect Knight to the IS-7 incident? Do we? I don't know if we do. We've been trying to find out who Connors plays correspondence chess. I'll be pulling Knight in my office for a thorough grilling. And retrieve the package. I'm sure it'll be right there in front of the pantry. Connecting Knight to the IS-7 incident of 18 years ago. Do we? Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold, please. I'm thinking. Bronco Knight to the IS-7 incident. I don't know if we do. We have to, right? Party of Artie Frost, blah blah blah. Jalise Jasone, Judy Bound. Tangaro is mentioned though that through the day before, whereabouts are unknown. Bug, Lloyd's tape. Knight's possession. Oh, we do! The ring! This is everything Knight left behind. Could there be a clue? That's right, the front. I remember now. He had this stupid ring. He had Artie Frost's ring. What about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Fender, take a closer look at it, if you would. A design. That's Paul Halik's trademark mark. Indeed. It looks like somebody's turned the stamp he used to sign his work with into a ring. But why would Knight have been carrying it? And why was it not with the rest of the evidence from the IS-7 incident? They tried to release Frost's personal effects to his next of kin after the case wound down. But if I remember rightly, old Frosty Boy didn't have any family aside from his kid. And the kid was missing, so they never got to hand it back to him. Not till later, anyhow. I heard on the grapevine that they found him in the end and gave him the goods. Including the seal, it would seem, which he turned into a ring and wore until his own death. But wait, then who's wearing the raincoat now? If Knight was the child from that day, then who the fuck, we still don't know who the person was that drugged Kay and Sean. So we're saying Mr. Knight was Mr. Frost's son? The cops don't mess around with stuff like that. They would have made sure before handing it over, and you definitely know this is fiction if that's true. But, and we were looking for somebody connected to the IS-7 incident who played correspondence chess, right? Wait, so our secret string puller is Bronco Knight? Knight is dead. How can he possibly be involved in our current case? Far out. So our only candidate for genius mastermind is the guy who already kicked the bucket? That's impossible. How can a dead guy be behind all this? It is a little perplexing, but then who else could it be? Actually, this is very important.
Hold it!
When did you stop hearing from him? He stopped responding. That seems strange. I'm glad you agree. Elmer did too, of course. That big scary mutt really said that? What, like, woof woof, that's barking mad. He does not need to talk in order for me to hear him, my dear. He doesn't? Okay, well then let me ask you something. Ooh, ooh. Hi, Maya. Okay, I'm postured. Okay, okay, you know what? I will admit, you surprised me. There's the hydrate. Minor surprise. That look he's giving me.
UWU.
That's really funny. Hi, Maya. Hope you're doing well today. That's super intense, kind of scary glare. He's not trying to say he's hungry, is he? He might be. He might be? Mr. Edgeworth, help! He really isn't fond of Candace's pets, it seems. Yes, there's a good boy. Now, where was I? Of course, I suddenly stopped hearing from the pup. When? Tell me when.
Hold it!
It does all seem like a little too much of a coincidence, doesn't it? An attempt was made on the life of the man who was pretending to be President Wang all these years. The warden of the guard murdered Bronco Knight while he was being held at the prison she ran. And Excelsius Winner, chairman of the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence, murdered Rosie Ringer. And the more I think back, the more it seemed at the time that some mysterious other presence was lurking behind all those incidents. Yes, even from behind bars, it was rather obvious that something strange was going on.
Hold it!
And what if you found that you can tell us? You thought you'd temporarily regain your freedom? Could you be any more brazen? Yeah, if even a thief would struggle to get away with something like, I thought I'd temporarily steal it. Fear not, nobody was injured in the course of my escape. It wasn't necessary after all. I have my ways, let's leave it at that, shall we? Leave it! No way, pal, you escaped! I ought to arrest you right now! There'll be no need for that, detective. As soon as my business is concluded, I'll return home to my cell. Are you serious? Prison is supposed to be some place you can just stroll in and out of when you please. Strange that you say that. Weren't you the one who strolled in to try and dig into my past only recently? You! Agent Lang, Detective Gumshoe. I need to be able to question Mr. Connors further. But you must try to remain calm for now. Sure thing, sir. Kinda knew you were gonna say that. Ugh. Fine, but I'm not taking my eyes off of Dog Man. Not even for a second, you hear?
Hold it!
In Braille. That's how you wrote all of them. That's right. I have the tools to do so in my cell. Huh, so you have to use special tools? I never thought about that before, but I guess... No, okay. What if... We never found out what happened to Carmelo Gusto's son. So what if... The evidence of the correspondence test, like that... What if his correspondence chess player was actually Carmelo Gusto's son? But Knight just happened to know about it because they were still friends. Never thought about it? And where exactly did you write about, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, this and that. General chit-chat and chess moves, of course. He wrote the chess moves in Braille too. That's interesting. Speaking of chess moves, how does that piece you carved yourself move, the dog? Perhaps we can talk about that later. For now, I'd like to know what happened when the letter stopped. I sat in my cell and tried to imagine where he might have gone. Nope, I still don't get it. Who does he mean? Who's this pup he keeps talking about? Who indeed? Surely even Mr. Connors knows his true identity. There was a connection between the two of them. I'm particularly interested in how the connection was maintained. We pressed everything we can. The only thing I can assume is...
Objection!
No, that's not it. Because nothing that Connors had was in Braille, or Knight had was in Braille. Which doesn't make sense. Look, I think this is the right evidence. It's just... Whoops. Not what I meant to do. Wrong button. Do we have anything that's in Braille? Or any evidence that the stuff that Knight had wasn't in Braille? Oh, here it is. I didn't realize that we, that was now new evidence that we actually had in our possession. If that were the case, then I would have grabbed that one from the start.
Hold it!
Guess you pressed the stupid button again. It was me. Me pressed it. And also my V2 were broken. With me looking straight up. What an undignified spot for my face to be looking. Do not press left, press right, you fool. There we go, that button.
Objection!
There we go. I got it right that time. You said that you wrote all of your letters in Braille, is that correct? I don't mean to be rude, Mr. Prosecutor, but you do know about my condition, don't you? That's all, because the chest diagram we found Knight Cell didn't contain any Braille at all. Really? But surely that's impossible. How so, exactly? Maybe someone typed Mr. Canis' letter out on purpose? Meaning there may have been some sort of intermediary between the two of them. So then... Mr. Canis says he wrote his letters in Braille, and yet... the letters received by Mr. Wright contain no Braille at all. This suggests that there must be a third party who typed Mr. Canis' letters out. Guess it could have worked the same way on the flip side too, right? Whoever it was could have taken Knight's letters and turned them back into Braille. They could indeed. I think you and Mr. Knight were both communicating with this person, Mr. Canis. Mr. Canis, the answers you received, they were written in Braille too, yes. So some mysterious middle person really was retyping the Bronxer's missives? And that same person might well be our secret string puller. Wait, you're trying to say there's another hidden mastermind behind this whole thing? So who's this new one? Bronco Knight, son of Artie Frost, is already dead. But what if the other child from the incident 18 years ago was actually who we've been looking for? Carmel Gusto's son? Who is he? And where is he? That's a question we don't have an answer to. If Knight was Frost's son, Gusto's son would have to be... I've known him since we were kids, when both of us were all alone. He doesn't have any family, you see. Just like me. Who was that said about? I've known him since we were kids. He doesn't have any family, just like me. The only person who doesn't have... Simeon Saint? No. Maybe? Does Simeon Saint have family? But surely not. What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? You're white as a sheet. Of course. It all makes sense. I know exactly who our so-called mastermind is. Okay, I don't. Who is our mastermind? Someone who is an orphan. I don't remember who they were talking about. Not you, I don't think. That wouldn't make sense. I've known this since we were kids. Oh, no! No! I'm an idiot! I'm stupid! It is Saint! Of course it's Saint! He was the one who's known Bronco since they were kids! That's right! What the fuck? Are you kidding me? This guy? This fucking guy? I'm sorry, him? The monkey guy? I can hardly believe it, but it's somebody we know rather well. The person we've been looking for is...
Take that!
That's right, I completely forgot. I 100% forgot that Simeon Saint and Bronco Knight were best friends. It has to be the person behind all this. The person who forced Chairman Winner's hand by sending the letters to Rosie Ringer. The person who kidnapped Sean and bugged Kay and myself. The person who did the strangest thing of all. who drugged Kay and carried her up to the roof of the big building. But why? It was the monster. What? Did you really just say what I thought you did? Yes. The monster. That was the key to unmasking our mastermind. Oh, I almost forgot. We're doing a new show soon. I'd love it if you could come, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one. That's right. The Berry Big Circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. You'll have oodles of fun. Miss Lloyd, can I ask a favor? Ooh, okay, Miss Lloyd, I'm so sorry for doubting you all this time. I thought it was you. 100% I thought it was you this whole time. I'm so sorry. I take back everything I've said. My mistake. Little me, what kind of favor? You told us we recorded the sound of the Torosaurus breathing fire. That's right! Their show has the image of, we can't see it, but it has the image of, fire spitting. Sure did! Like I said, I didn't precisely see the guy, but boy did I hear him! Can we listen to the tape? You surely can. Let's see now. That's it. That sound must be what I think it is. My theory has to be correct. The truth about the monster, the identity of the person behind all this, it's all falling into place. Miss Hart, you saw a giant eye at the window of the storeroom, did you not? Yep, sent me a picture of it too. Even if you can't really see it so well. We can't see it right now, but... Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir! Your image analyzer. Can we borrow it again and its magical powers? Sure, but what do you want to look at, sir? Well, this photograph right here. Gotcha! I'm on it! The clue we're looking for must be here. We just have to find it. Again, that's not how that works. Not even remotely how this begins to work. Not even a little bit. Let's see. I done told y'all. Torosaurus his own dang self. Yes. Well, there it is at last. The monster commanded by the architect of this whole scheme. Monster? Hold it. You're finally ready to admit it. He's saying was real, the big bad bull himself? No, because that isn't Torosaurus at all. It's the eye of a different giant beast entirely. I mean, technically it was the blinds on a window, but it still doesn't make sense. Take a look at this, if you would. Yep, it was that eye. Very big circus flyer? Oh, wait, look! You see it? The enormous lion balloon? That's the real monster. And the sound Miss Lloyd thought was the creature breathing fire. Oh, come on. You're really gonna bring me crashing down to Earth like that? That's how balloons fly, huh? They burn gas to make hot air? They do. And our culprit was able to use that balloon to carry Kay up to the roof of the big building without ever going near the elevator. So this culprit, you got something to do with the circus? Circus worker, Brian the Bronxer, son of Gusto. Whoa, you're not serious. You forgot to mention trainee animal tamer. That's hard to believe. The fuck? But he's the one who's been pulling the strings this whole time. The monkey! The monkey's been pulling the strings. If he's ratatouilleing Simeon Saint, and Simeon Saint's been ratatouilleing our whole situation, then clearly the monkey's at fault. Who's with me? Down with the monkey. Detective Gumshoe, arrest that monkey. That's right. Simeon Saint is the one behind all this. Simeon? But everything? Really? I don't believe you. We trusted him, and he trusted us. You can't tell me that was all lies. That would be too horrible. I'm sorry, Kay. Who was that? Hey, where do you think you're going, old man? Nothing escapes you, does it, young pup? My congratulations, Mr. Edgeworth. Munkatooie. Munkatooie. But now that I know the truth, my business here is done. What? No! Mr. Connors, wait! Get this mud off me! Damn it! He disappeared. Are you okay, Mr. Edgeworth? How did you do that so fast? Don't worry, I'm fine. But... Damn you! Are you alright, Sean? You killed my dad! He did, right? There's no easy way to say it, but... I'm sorry, Sean. It would appear that he did. He won't get away with it! I'll make him pay! He's already in prison! Somehow, some way, I'll... Thank you, Judge. No, Sean. You mustn't say such things. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. You'll have to forgive us both. You'll have to forgive us both. I just put the call out, sir. All units are on the lookout for Mr. Connors. I don't mean to hurry everybody, but we better be on our way, too. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, where do you think we'll find our mastermind? I suppose you're right. We should go after the mastermind right now. He said he had to practice for the show, which I guess means he'll be at the circus. But before we leave, there's something I'd like to ask of you, Agent Lang. There is? What? Once a beast has been sighted, the next step is to plan its capture. When we arrive, there's something we'll need to try and find as a matter of priority. And Detective, I'd like you to look into something that's been bothering me about Sean's kidnapping. Yes, sir! I want to help too, Mr. Edgeworth. Good. There's somebody I'd like you to try and contact. If Saint really is our mastermind, we're going to need this person's help. Miss Regina Barry? Between our many encounters, I never suspected a thing, even though he was right there in front of me. I messed up. There's no other way of putting it. But I'm going to put things right, once and for all. To be continued immediately, because we still have another hour and a half. Can we do it today? Maybe I should have started early. I was planning on starting 2 hours early today, as a potential way to, so that we might potentially finish on today. But then I was like, no, I want to watch Uma Musume instead. And so I watched Uma Musume instead. Oh, hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Did you guys come to watch the show? Hello, Miss Barry, Mr. Saint. We're a little early, I'm afraid. We're still practicing. But I'm glad you kept your promise. Yes, I remembered you giving me this. That's so great. You're going to have so much fun. I think even you'll be surprised, Mr. Edgeworth. I think you've surprised me enough for one day already. What are you talking about? Would you mind looking at this photograph, Miss Barry? That's the AI painted on the balloon you used to advertise the circus, correct? Oh, yeah. What is this exactly? I have a strong suspicion that the balloon was used by the criminal we've been looking for. You do? Who's usually in charge of the balloon, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, that would be Simeon. But wait, you don't mean... Mrs. Saint, you took the balloon out late the other night, didn't you? Sure, I was practicing. I'm still pretty bad at flying it, so I needed to put in some extra hours. At night, when it would have been even more difficult than usual. A strange time to decide to practice. But why else would I have taken the balloon out? What are you saying? That you weren't practicing at all. You were taking an unconscious Kay to the top of the big building. In order to frame her for the murder of Rosie Ringer. The security cameras never recorded Kay taking the elevator up to the roof, which means she must have gotten there another way, from the sky. And the only person able to make that happen would have been you. But, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't understand. That's not all you did. You also attacked Sean at the garbage disposal area, drugged him, and carried him away. Well, that's why you were late for the hearing at the courthouse, wasn't it? I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about. Hi, my beast. Why would I do any of those things? Welcome to, are we at the end? We're in the latter part. We might be at the end, but can we finish in an hour and a half? Please, you have to believe me. I never, ever do anything like that. I wish I could believe you, but I can't. Any trust I had in you has been completely destroyed. That's horrible. Why would you say that? You told me back in the jail, you said you believed I was innocent. And you were, at the time. You don't have to worry about that. We're friends. We know what it's like to be in your shoes. We're all part of the same club after all, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had little reason to kill Knight. If anything, you're the one most affected by his parting. And what's more, I simply don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Okay. There's going to be... Oh my god, this is the last part, but it's got like 9 pieces to it. Ah. Rest assured, we believe you. And we will get you out of here. It's just awful. I never thought you'd lie to me. We didn't lie. I swear, Simeon, You said you knew what it was like to be me. I trusted you. That hurts, Kay. It hurts so much. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. This is Simeon we're talking about. He's not a bad person. I see it now. That's your strategy, isn't it? With everybody. You root out their psychological weaknesses and exploit them, and without even realizing it, they wind up doing exactly what you want them to. I got bonked. Why bonk? Exactly the behavior one would expect from the arch manipulator behind all of our recent troubles. I was too blind to see it before, but you won't fool me again. Simeon Sage, you are guilty of crimes too numerous to mention. Oh, so that's how you want to play it, huh? You always did have the courage of your convictions, I guess. Luckily, grinding people's self-belief into dust is kind of a hobby of mine. Bye, Maya. Hope it goes well for ya. What the hell? Oh my god! You change one little expression and suddenly you look entirely different. And also your hair. Well done, all of you. Wow, this is certainly a side of him we haven't seen before. So much for the trainee animal tamer who wouldn't hurt to fly. I guess that was all an act. But I'm glad we're finally getting to meet the real you. Simeon? This can't be true, can it? Truth, lies. What does it matter? Huh? All you need to know is that Mr. Edgeworth's hair has made me very mad indeed. And now he's going to pay. Sure, I went up in the balloon a couple of nights ago, but I was just practicing. I guess somebody took that picture when I flew by the big building. I fly around the area doing promo stuff for the circus all the time. Nothing to see here, Miles. Nothing at all. So you go up in the balloon reasonably often? Yeah, promoting the circus, like I said. Is that true, Miss Berry? Well, it's true that it's Simeon's job to go up the balloon and spread the word. I guess just about everybody in the area would have seen him up there by now. Well, that same balloon was used in the commission of a crime. Nonsense! I just happened to be there in the area where it happened. Somebody took a picture when I was floating past the big building, that's all. I'll be the judge whether you just happened to be nearby. Thank you very much. I went up in the balloon, but I was just practicing. I guess somebody took that picture when I flew by the big building, flying around the area doing promo stuff all the time. Nothing to see here, Miles. Nothing at all.
Hold it!
You're in charge of both the promotional work the balloon is used for and the balloon itself. Is that correct? You don't believe a word I say, do you? But it's true. Ask the boss. Right, boss? Yep. Simeon's in charge of keeping it clean and making sure it's all working properly and everything. I don't think anybody ever even touched it except for him. Not lately, anyhow. Interesting. I think we can safely say he was in the balloon when it was photographed the other night. But if he's our mastermind, there are parts of his plan he would have had to carry out today, too. Perhaps we need to dig into those a little more. Why the big silence? Not like this is tricky stuff to process. There's a balloon. It was flying through the sky, like balloons do. End of story.
Hold it!
Is that so? Not only were you flying at night, multiple crimes were committed all in that same evening, and you expect me to believe that there's nothing to see, as you put it? Are you trying to provoke me, Miles? It's not very nice, you know, starting fights with people. I'm a clown. We're all about smiles, not frowns. He's certainly skilled at steering the conversation away from the topic at hand, but that's not going to help him. We just have to stay on the attack. We don't know a whole lot about this balloon just yet. I think we should try and learn a little more about it.
Hold it!
Oh, this balloon, do you usually launch it from here at the circus? No, you need a wide open space. There's a park over by Sunshine Coliseum, and that's where I usually take off from. I see. And how do you get the balloon to the park to launch it? Not by hand, that's for sure. I think it must weigh a few hundred pounds. It's kind of impressive that it can even get off the ground now that I think about it. I'd prefer it if you didn't change the subject. How do you transport the balloon? Wow, give a guy a break, will ya? It's not like I was getting miles off track. Jeez. We use a truck, okay? Just load it on the back and away you go. A truck, you say? Yeah, last time I took it out would have been 2 days ago. That could be important. I better keep it in mind. The truck would have been the day before last.
Hold it!
So just to confirm, the truck hasn't been anywhere else since then. Why would you need to confirm that? I just told you, didn't I? Answer the question, or are you trying to avoid this one too? Ho ho ho! That was a cheap shot even for you. If I say something, you don't need to confirm it, because I just said it. See how that works? But since you insist, the truck's been parked out back since the day before last, and the balloon was still loaded on the back basket and all. Now explain to me why that even matters. I'll try it now. I think I'll just thank you for giving me a straight answer for once and leave it there. So he means to insist that the truck has been parked here since 2 days ago. I think you made a lot more slip than you realize, Mr. Saint. Are you done? Alright, as I was saying. Let me freaking think.
Objection!
Okay, good. I was right. That is the right truck. I'm good. I'm a genius. Smart. Move on. Oh, this truck. It wouldn't happen to be blue by any chance. So what if it is? We happened to see a blue truck ourselves just today, all with a large basket loaded on the back. If that was the truck you told us about, then your statement about it not having moved in 2 days is a lie. Agent Lang! Emma! There you are, Mr. Edgeworth. I've been trying to find you ever since we wrapped up the case yesterday. Came sent me a message saying you were here, so I came right away. And I found what you asked me to go look for. It was loaded onto a truck in the parking lot out back. A blue truck. Ha 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 ha! I'm a genius. Or Edgeworth's a genius, sure. Well, well, I think that truck might be the one we saw earlier today. In fact, I'm almost certain of it. What, just because it's blue? Like a million other trucks? What makes you so sure it's the exact same one? No, I saw it too. It's the same one for sure. Huh? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? That wasn't me. Worthless are the words of a man who can't back up his claims with evidence. Wow! You sound just like him. Show me. I demand proof. I must be able to prove it somehow. It's the same truck, I'm sure of it. What are you doing, Mr. Edgeworth? The engine's cold, which means it's been here for a while. His fingerprints were on the truck! His fingerprints were on the truck, yes! What can I use? The fingerprint! 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 I'd like to have the truck dusted for fingerprints. Why would you want to do that? Because I expect to find a certain very specific set of prints. And if I do, that will prove beyond all doubt that it's the truck we saw in front of the big building. Your own. Yours? You think you're going to find your own prints on there? I do, because I put my hand on your truck when I saw it in front of the big building. Let's see what we can find, shall we? Emma, could you lend us your scientific skills one more time? That's why I'm here. One moment, please. Already, take it away, Mr. Edgeworth. Me? Of course. Who else did you think was going to do it? You're the protagonist here. It's easy, I'll show you how. Fine. Although I don't see why you can't do it yourself. You'll just spread the powder over the area you want to search, like this, blah blah blah, you know how to do this. We know it sticks to fingerprints, so once you found one, make sure to dump plenty on there. Then blow away the excess. Blow it away, yeah, with your mouth. Ah, or like that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. Blow the extra and remove excess powder. Yes, thank you. Now, to try it for real. Oh, there's no such thing as too much powder, by the way. Go crazy. What if I just dump the whole fucking bottle on this truck, Emma? What if I dump the whole thing? All of it. Wow, would you look at that? A fingerprint. What do you mean? Thank you. That's it. That's a nice clean print you got there. Can we compare it to my prints right away? Yep, leave it to me. That confirms it. It's Mr. Edgeworth's prints, all right. And with that, another lie is exposed. So what are you doing? What were you doing in the truck? Oh, just driving around for fun, you know. Kay was abducted 2 nights ago, and your balloon was sighted nearby. But then today, another abduction, this time involving a truck supposedly used to transport garbage, and your truck was sighted nearby. Coincidence, nothing more. You want me to believe that you were near the scene of 2 separate abductions simply by chance. And just be honest, you were involved in both. What makes you think they were even connected? A certain very important piece of evidence, that's what. Ha! Oh, this should be good. What connects Kay and Sean's abductions? The drug. Right out. Kay was drugged with a dose of a powerful sedative. And a bottle of sedative was found right where Sean was being held captive, the very same brand, no less. I need to try something like this. So the same sedative is used. So what? Does that mean everything's connected? You know as well as I do that doesn't prove anything for sure. We must have something. There must be a piece of evidence that can tie him to both crimes. Cops, prosecutors, you, Miles, you're all the same at the end of the day. You force the evidence to fit the crime or you flat out make it up just as long as somebody goes to jail. You're no different from a certain other evidence tamperer we've had the misfortune of meeting. No, I'm nothing like him. Then show me! Hit me with your killer piece of evidence. You must have one, right? It's no use. We don't have anything that can tie him directly to both kidnappings. Okay, you about done there, Miles? No more cheap shots left to fire. Great. Well, I have a show to be rehearsing for, so if you don't mind.
Objection!
Binder, thank you for actually helping. Come on now, you two. There's no need to get all hot under the collar. Wouldn't want your good looks running down your face now, would we, Simeon, old pal? What are you sticking your nose in for? Hey, I just sense the vibe getting a little harsh and heavy, yeah? Thought I ought to lighten the mood. Help me out here, Kay. Lift our spirits with a little dose of the old great thief magic. You don't have to tell me twice. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can do Simeon's voice. Here goes! Objection? What do you... Take this seriously, will you? All you could do with somebody running a little interference for you, Monster. Not the most ethical approach, I know, but again, Kay, again. We can worry about whether or not this is the right thing to do later. This is my last chance to try and prove a connection between Mr. Saint and his crimes. Let's forget the kidnappings for now. Is there anything else that suggests he is our mastermind? Canis. Everything about Canis. Of course! Canis was looking for our secret string puller too. The young pup, as he called him. If I could prove that Mr. Saint was that same young pup, then perhaps. But what evidence do I have that might point to him being involved behind the scenes?
Take that!
They had a middleman. That's right. Our mastermind was involved in Canis and Knight's correspondence chest exchanges. If I can prove that Mr. Saint was the hidden intermediary between the two of them... Alright, that's enough. This is getting painful. You don't have anything, and I have to practice for the show. So if you don't mind... Thank you, Mr. Fender. I can take it from here. And I can't take any more of your interventions. Oh, just look at that face. Yeah, I like it. Mazzarino's back in the game for sure. I'm Simeon, the funny clown. Look at me, I'm, juggling. Okay, you can stop now. Mr. Saint, are you all fan of chess, I take it? Where did that come from? Chess? Sure, I don't hate it. Our secret string polo was playing correspondence chess with Mr. Carnes. I thought Bronco was the one playing chess with Carnes. You're saying he was your so-called mastermind? No, it wasn't him. Whoever it was went on manipulating events even after Knight's death. I'll take a look at this letter, if you would. Who do you think could have written it? I believe it was the person who had inserted themselves between Mr. Carnes and Mr. Knight. And you think that person was me? Why would I go to all that trouble? That's crazy. To make it appear that the two men were contacted and communicating directly with one another. The very fact that led Fifi the God to murder. What? You're saying he set that up to try and get Mr. Knight killed? Listen to yourself. What do you think I am? Some kind of evil puppet master? You've seen me. I can barely even get the animals to do what I want. I'm pretty sure that one's easily debunked by watching you right now. If we could find one of the letters he passed between Knight and Carnes, that would prove the connection beyond a doubt. I'd like to have your room searched. I believe we might find... You need a warrant. Letters, you won't. Trust me. What? Once I'm done with something, I put it straight in the trash. Guess I'm not the sentimental type. Well, I get hung up on the past, right? Guess you went in without the evidence you needed once again, huh? That's a bad habit, you know? So this doesn't prove anything either. We've fallen short yet again. What do we do now? We're out of options. You accuse me of betraying my friend, and you don't even have any proof? You're despicable. Who was that? Oh, hi. Miss Barry. What does she want? Sorry, it's just... I was thinking what you were saying, and... This Knight person. You mean Bronco, right? Simeon's friend? Yes, what of it? Does she know something? A letter came from him this morning, for Simeon. What? What did you? How is that possible? Knight is dead. Miss Barry, we need to see this letter right away. Sure. Here you go. Let's open it up, shall we? It's another correspondence chess letter. The next move from the game with Mr. Carnes. Can anybody smell checkmate? Can't wait to see your face when you lose. But you were never going to beat me, not at chess. It's postmarked the 26th of March, the day before Knight died. I guess it must have gotten held up en route. Well, we do move around a lot. It's part of being a traveling circus. Our mail arrives late all the time. Interesting that it's addressed directly to you, Mr. Saint. This is it, isn't it? The proof we needed that you were the one facilitating Mr. Carnes and Knight's games. One of the letters you would have transcribed into Braille in order to create the illusion that they were somehow connected. Curse you, Bronco! You're still getting in my way even now? Hate you, I hate you! Simeon, how could you? Mr. Knight was your only friend. Ha! We weren't friends. I stopped thinking he was my friend 18 years ago. Right around the time of the IS-7 incident, in other words. I nearly froze to death because of him. I was just about to head out and meet my dad at the contest, but then Bronco showed up. He pinned me down and tied me up. He was crying the whole time, whining on and on. I'm sorry, but my dad says I have to do this. And if I don't do it, he says oh, he's so scary. Stop it! Bronco, stop it! I have to go meet my dad. If I'm not there to taste his candy for him, he'll be so upset. He needs me. If I don't go, he'll be able to show everyone that he's the best in the world. But no, He locked me in that car with him and the two of us nearly died. He thought he could get out, but when he tried, the door was frozen shut. We were trapped. And that's how I lost my dad. You lost your dad? Yeah, Bronco's dad killed mine. He was the son of a murderer. Wait, hold on. Flip, wait, hold. What does he mean? That doesn't match up with what we know at all. Simeon, the victim in the IS-7 incident was a guy named Artie Frost. Yeah, that was my dad's name. My memories got kind of scrambled that day. What little I remember was pretty mixed up. So I didn't find out until later that my dad was murdered. The murderer was a man named Carmelo Gusto, a confectioner. Really? Never knew Bronco's father's name. Or maybe I chose not to remember. Just think about the sicko that killed my dad turned my... No, wait, this is impossible. No, he's got to be wrong. Their memories must have gotten all screwed up. Because your dad is not Artie Frost. Mr. Saint, are you sure you didn't know the name of the murderer until just now? Do you think I'd sit on it if I did? No, I'd have reported him to the police straight away. All I knew was that Bronco's dad tricked my dad. And that's how I knew my dad was the one who was killed that day. Bronco was a traitor. He helped his father murder mine. He was the son of a cold-blooded killer. He deserved to die. Okay, there's like 12 different things wrong with that statement. First of all, his dad was not the killer. Your dad was. Second of all, that doesn't mean that he deserves to die.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Mr. Saint, but you've made a mistake. A big one. A mistake? What do you mean? Artie Frost was a sculptor. He'd been working in France not so long before the murder, under the name Paul Halik. So I hear, but I don't remember anything about that. Wish I could. Well, I'm afraid it's only natural that you don't, because he wasn't your father. Is this your idea of a joke? Well, it's not funny. Not at all. You're right, it's not. But you need to know the uncomfortable truth. This piece of evidence proves that you're not Artie Frost's son.
Take that!
Bronco's chess set and a ring. Yes, take a look at the ring for me, if you would. What does the engraving on it tell you? It's 2 letters, right? It is. This is the seal with which Paul Halik used to mark his works, and it was found next to Artie Frost's body 18 years ago. But why would Bronco have a memento of my father? Police looked for Frost's son for a long time, and eventually they found him. The ring was handed over to the man they were able to prove was his child, Bronco Knight. But that's not... That would mean I was... Precisely. That you are in fact the son of Carmelo Gusto. No, I can't be. My dad was... I remember, don't I? Bronco tied me up and locked me in that car. It was his fault I lost my dad. He deserved to die, didn't he? No way. So I get to see your circus thing even though I'm jail? Was looking forward to the next move in our little chess game, so the show was just the icing on top. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I will. And hey, come back soon, okay? I'll be mulling over my next move in the meantime. Oh, speaking of which, I put a little something in your chess set. But you can take a look at it later. A little something. No idea what that might be, but thanks. If you hadn't detained me 18 years ago, it wouldn't have had to end like this. Did you say something? Me? Oh, it was nothing. Goodbye, Bronco, and farewell. I did all that, and now you're telling me maybe it was my father who killed Broncos? And what was all this for? I didn't want to wind up dead too. I didn't want to be weak and vulnerable. That's why I tried to be like Connus. I tried to stay in touch with him all these years. And there we have it. The truth at last. Mr. Saint, you were Mr. Connus' correspondent chess partner, and you were the one manipulating events this whole time. In other words, Connus and Knight had absolutely no idea that they were playing correspondence chess with each other because they both thought they were playing correspondence chess with Simeon. You're right. It was me. It was me all along. At last, he's finally telling the truth. I was the one who witnessed the murder 12 years ago, but you knew that already. The president's assassination, just as we thought. Which means he is the one who drew the picture. And they knew it too. That's why Lagarde kept questioning me, day in and day out. It got so I couldn't face what I knew the next day would bring. I was a nervous wreck. Who could blame me for wanting to get out of there? But I imagine it wasn't as easy as simply running away. Winnow would have sent Ms. Min after you. No matter where I went, they were on me. I never stopped coming 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I couldn't sleep at night. Even the smallest noise had me chasing shadows. It drove me crazy. So I joined the circus. At least that way, moving from place to place was part of the job. My whole life, I've been up against the chief prosecutor and the warden of a prison. No regular person could hope to stand up to people like that. From the time I was a child, I had nobody. But they weren't even the worst of it. The body double was behind it all, controlling everything. He may have been a fake, but he was the president of an entire country. What hope did I have? There was only one person I could turn to. Connus, the man who saved my life. He wasn't like Bronco. He really did want to help me. And that's quite a claim. Strange to think about a famously ruthless assassin winning the admiration of the child he saved. He showed me how to stop being a victim, to stop being hunted, and become a hunter myself. And they all became my prey. But I doubt even you imagine that the body double would ever go so far as to co-opt our country's police. No, I sure didn't. And as long as Winter was around, no evidence was ever going to stand. He nearly managed to ruin things this morning. The guard almost got away with it again. But I know him like the back of my hand. I could see exactly how it was going to all go down. So he saw right through their plan. How Chim and Winner would try to suppress the evidence and warn the guard's trial. I see. And that's why you kidnapped Sean, correct? You wanted to force a guilty verdict, regardless of the presence of evidence or the rule of law. Maybe I did, but how else was I going to make them pay for what happened 12 years ago? Whatever helps you sleep at night. But Winner pulled one last surprise, didn't he? He tried to kidnap Sean himself in the hopes of influencing the verdict. In other words, you chose the exact same course of action as the man you so fervently claim to hate.
Objection.
That's only if I'd actually kidnapped anyone at all. I never do anything so wicked. Never ever. Me? Not commit a crime? No. And besides, I don't hate the three of them. If anything, I'm grateful. If they hadn't done what they did, my revenge wouldn't have been nearly as fun.
Objection.
So you admit it. Your motive in all of this was nothing more than revenge. Sure, I admit it. So what? I despise every single one of them. But here's the kicker. I didn't kill anybody. The most you can blame me for is writing the odd letter here and there. A quick note to Ringer to tell her about Winter, another to him so we knew about her. But the fact that they wanted to kill each other and one of them succeeded, that was all on them. So you take no responsibility for the fact that your actions resulted in multiple murders? Right, same thing at Gourd Lake? People are much easier to control than animals, you know? The whole fake assassination plot, I handed that to Bronco on a plate. That was part of his plan too. So Rook's murder was... No. That was all Bronco's idea. Nothing to do with me at all. Still, it moved things in the right direction, wouldn't you say? Isn't fate a crazy thing? You can't talk like that about a murder. Setting Lagarde up was easy too. I just made it seem like Knight and Connus were in contact with each other. And slit the chisel inside the chest set. So it was you who put it in there? Yes, it was. I thought that might point everybody nicely in Connus' direction. Worked out pretty well, even if I do say so myself. Who knew that would be all it took to make that awful woman murder poor Bronco? I guess she got to where she just saw enemies everywhere she looked. I know the feeling. Even the smallest thing can send your paranoia into overdrive. And then things get ugly quickly.
I had a front row seat for the whole show. You were the last piece to be put into play, of course. Who? Me? You solved both cases and finally brought down Winter and the guard. I guess you could say your powers of deduction were the weapon that put an end to them both. I didn't solve those cases for your sake. Sure, you didn't know you were doing me a favor. You were just playing at being an attorney for a little while, right? What did you say? All I had to do was cower and say no a few times, and you rode to my rescue like the hero you are. Was getting arrested part of your plan too? No, that wasn't something I expected, I have to admit. Never thought they'd take the chisel for the murder weapon. That was a real plot twist. Made my blood run cold for sure. But then who should come through with the turnabout to end all turnabouts? The greatest legal mind of his generation, my knight in shining armor. Bet it felt pretty good saving me like that, huh? You want to thank me, you know? I don't do that for many people. You're wrong. He wasn't playing at being an attorney. He was trying to help you. Because helping people is what Mr. Edgeworth does. He helped me right when I needed it most. Dang. Aw, Daddy. You're sure he wasn't just trying on his dear departed daddy's shoes for size? No! That's not what he was doing. Come on, K-Meister. Don't let this clown get you down. He's projecting, plain and simple, painting other folk with his own grubby brush. It's not just that he doesn't trust other people, or a kid doesn't even understand the concept. Doing something for somebody else's sake, forget about it. You'll never understand. You think I care what you have to say about me? Consider this for a second. I've gotten my revenge on everybody I set out to get it from, and yet... Think about it. I never actually did anything. What's my crime exactly? Explain it to me. You think you can pin an incitement charge on me? Read my letters. I don't mention murder anywhere. If I did, maybe you'd have a case. Maybe you could say I encouraged them. But it's the same story as always, I'm afraid. You can't prove I did anything at all.
Here's the thing. Incitement isn't just about saying, go out and do this thing. It's a lot more subtle hints that, you know, applies way too much to real life right now, so we're not going to get into it. You kidnapped me.
Sorry, but did I miss the part where you proved that all I ever admitted to was sending letters? Letters which didn't threaten, coerce, or encourage anybody to do anything. I just passed on what you might call pertinent information.
He's a slippery one, I'll give him that. There's gotta be something we can do. Oh, what about this? Excitement stuff. What about this excitement stuff? Incitement, okay? It's meant to encourage or direct another person to commit a crime. In the eyes of the law, it's seen as equivalent to committing the crime itself. So then we just need to prove that he told them to do it. You say that like it's going to be easy. Guess maybe not so big on due process after all. You think you can make me carry the can for murders I had nothing to do with? Think again. I don't even have to talk to you if I don't want to. In fact, why am I still talking to you? I can think of one reason. The tent is surrounded. There's nowhere left to run. Really? You don't think I planned my escape too? What if, just to pluck an idea out of nowhere, I trained all these vicious wild beasts to attack on command, for example? All I'd have to do is say the word, then sign it off stage in chaos. You wouldn't. I'm just spitballing, but you'd pay to see that, wouldn't you? I could just as easily take Sean hostage with a gun, or I may or may not have in my pocket. Yeah, you know what? That would make for a killer show. You will do no such thing. It's hard to know what lengths you might actually be prepared to go to, but knowing what we know about him already, we have to be prepared for the worst. Fine, I'll humor you, but once the curtain goes up on this little performance, it better be a lively one. Bore me and we're done here. Alright, let's see if you can keep me entertained, shall we? He's not going to give me an inch, but there must be something we can do. We can't let his crimes go unpunished. Okay, what have we got?
Hold it!
No res all.
What? You didn't look? I can give you a minute if you'd like.
Alright, hold on. Thanks so much. Now we can both do what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. That's kind of a lot. What else? We have this one. What next? Rook? No. Pawn to g6? Maybe this one because it says... Well, but no, that wouldn't make sense. Letter from Cottis, retyped by the mastermind, and then sent on to Bronco Knight. Okay, so the things that's written on it are... Okay.
He's clearly confident that I won't find anything. He must have planned this that is down to the last word. Look, I don't want to teach you how to do your job, but if you can't prove I encouraged them to commit those murders, your incitement charge goes up in smoke. Too bad, so sad, huh, Miles?
Hold it!
I know for a fact that you made those murders happen.
Truth is, I was the one who made Big Bad Chairman Winter kill Little Miss Rosie Ringer. That's right! We have the tape of that! You told me yourself. We have that tape! We have that! Just ask yourself, could this sweet innocent boy...
If we can only prove what we can! We can prove what he said on the phone call!
Objection!
Damn it. Not that spot. Hold on. God, this is gonna be a huge hit. Look at my health bar. Ugh. That one hurt hard. But I think I can do this.
Objection!
God damn it, no! What do you mean that's wrong? I'm pretty sure that that's the one.
Objection!
There we go. I found the right one. It took me a minute.
I'm afraid you're wrong. I have proof that you meant for at least one murder to happen, because you said so yourself.
Yeah, we just listened to this. We already know this part. I'm the one who did it. Blah, blah, blah.
I said that? Weird. I don't remember.
Hi, Biscuit.
I know you think you can worm your way out of everything, but this time you're wrong. I am? Yes, because all conversation was being recorded by somebody intercepting the signal from the very listening device you planted. It was? You got for your conversation with the clown you're on tape? That's what you're trying to tell us? No! Lang Z says, a schemer schemes will swallow him in the end.
Biscuit, no claws on the chair, baby.
Miss Lloyd, could you play us the tape, please?
You bet I can. Got it. It was this part right here.
It was right around here.
Huh? Oh, that's weird.
Is something wrong, Miss Lloyd?
I'll say. It seems we maybe, didn't quite catch the next part on tape.
What?
Why? How can it not be on there? Biscuit, be careful with my phone, baby.
Do you think I leave myself wide open? Well, think again. There's something a little special about that bug, you see. It can be turned on and off remotely.
I never knew they make those.
Remote control bugs? Sure, they exist, but so you switch it off to avoid being recorded? Bingo! But how? You would have had to know you were being recorded in the first place. And I did. Of course I did. So obvious that someone was eavesdropping. And that's because Miss Lloyd wasn't. You knew about the kid prosecutor's kidnapping without any prompting. You had that whole conversation. I did indeed, old pal, but I must say, I thought you would have figured it all out much sooner. I'm supposed to be a genius. Now, where were we again? Oh yeah, at the part where if you couldn't prove incitement, it was game over. Ah, shucks. So the tape ain't gonna be of no use to anybody after all. Come on, I must have recorded something you can use. If only that were true. Hey, K-Meister. Yeah? The old buggeroo that was hidden in your pen that whole time, right? Not shake anything loose from the old brain tree? I don't know, give me a sec to think. You're the only one who's been directly in contact with him before. So sad, relying on flawed evidence, desperately trying to make it stick. Well, that's quite enough of that for now. Next topic, please. He's trying to steer us away from our current line of inquiry. Fingerprints! 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 Search for them! What if the sound from the point in time had been recorded? Miss Lloyd, how long were you recording the intercepts from the bug for? Starting about, let's see now, 2 nights back? In which case, during which time frame would we be likely to find Mr. Saint's voice on the tape? 2 nights ago? Miss Saint and Dr. Kane took her up to the roof of the big building 2 nights ago. What if there was a recording from around that time? Miss Lloyd, quickly, place any tape you have from the night before last. Huh? Oh, sure thing. That's the sound of the balloon! Indeed it is. At around that time, I imagine Mr. Saint would have been transporting you in it, which means he can't have been too far away from you, or the bug. Is there anything else on the recording, I wonder? Oh, wait, that noise! That was a gunshot! You turned the bug off then too, it seems. Unluckily for you, you were a little late in doing so. Escape, why must you push my microphone? There's no escaping it now. That gunshot ties you directly to the case. What are you talking about? Nobody ever even mentioned the gun. He's wrong. Somebody involved in this case discharged a firearm. I seem to remember who it was and presented the evidence that proves it. Which piece of evidence shows that a gun was used in an incident? I don't remember. Who had a gun? I don't remember a gun, I'm gonna be real. Because you were crushed. This maybe? Nope, that's not it. I couldn't remember what was on the recording for the Torosaurus horn. It's a possibility, but not a certainty by any means. Someone had a gun. Hold on. But I don't remember who, or when, or why, or what. Did he fire a gun? Gunshot, yeah, there it is.
Take that!
I forgot that he had a gun. The president. It's written right here in the president's autopsy report. A traces of gunshot residue were detected on his hand. And where was Kay when the gunshot was recorded? And that's right, she was in the balloon being taken by you to the top of the big building. However, the roof wasn't as deserted as you needed it to be. Yes, I was there with the president. Wait, not long after we started talking, he noticed something and told me to leave. And if a gunshot rang out shortly after that, don't tell me you didn't hear it yourself, Mr. Saint, and not when it sounds crystal clear in this recording. Wait, hold on. Was he crushed by the goddamn did he land the goddamn balloon on his ass? Is that how he killed the body double? What else do you expect me to do when he keeps spouting your weird theories? We didn't just hear a gunshot on that tape. If you listen carefully, you can hear that the bullet hit something too. And aiming at Mr. Saint.
Take that!
I think the president was firing at the balloon. And if he was, what we heard on that tape could well have been the bullet hitting the basket.
Let's take a look and see, shall we? Hi, Biscuit. Bullet hole. Bullet hole. Found it.
A hole! With a bullet stuck in it! There's a bullet hole in the bottom of the basket. I'd call that pretty conclusive proof. Well, Mr. Saint, how do you explain not just the sound on the tape, but the accompanying bullet hole? You see everything, don't you? It's pretty impressive, I have to admit.
Biscuit, you are nice and calm right now. Will you let me trim like two claws real fast? No? Biscuit, stop looking at the clipper. You were doing so well. I had your paw in my hands. Stop squirming. Biscuit, please. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, off you go.
I doubt there's anything I could hide from you if you really wanted to.
Find it, Biscuit! Naughty. Naughty Biscuit. Ooh, take this. Play with this.
Just shut up and confess, will ya? Alright, alright. No need to get cranky.
Biscuit.
I'll admit I flew the balloon up to the roof, but when I arrived, Judge Cavell and the President were already there. That came as a surprise, I have to say. Only the President noticed me, and he made the good judge leave right away.
Biscuit. Don't do it. I'm watching you.
Then he pointed his gun at me and fired.
Biscuit. Alright, hold on. Okay, off you go. Never mind, we're good. He's fine. Never mind, Biscuit. If you bite me, you're going back to timeout, and you know it. And again, maybe if I grab this. Recently I've been doing this thing where I just like, if I have to, if I'm doing something else, I was like, I will stick one of his wand things in the nook. Like, I'll just hold on to it nearby so that he can just chase that.
But why was he trying to shoot down the balloon? Oh, that's simple enough. When I arrived, he was just about to murder your friend, the judge here.
Me?
Yeah, you. You told him about Sean. What'd you think would happen? Why do you think he met with you in the first place? He thought you were going to expose him as an imposter. Because she knew the truth about Sean's parentage. He was afraid. Afraid. Yeah, you could say that. Man was a total coward. Hands were shaking so much when he tried to get rid of me, he couldn't even shoot straight. So you see, I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was an innocent bystander.
Blah blah blah. The rest of this is true. Then he pointed his gun at me and fired. This is the only thing that's important, is him. And around what time would that have been?
Just after 11, I think. That's when you and your pal went up to the roof, right, Your Honor?
Yes, it was.
No contradictions there, but the fact that we've confirmed the time is important nonetheless. And because I arrived when I did, I saved your goddamn life.
Nothing he's saying is a lie. I just need more information that I can call him out on.
You didn't expect to find the two of them there? Of course not. Why would I? But it's lucky I got there when I did. We all know what would have happened if I'd been any later. He was just about to try and kill you, Cavell. You really didn't suspect a thing? I'm afraid I did not.
I had no idea.
Maybe you shouldn't have blabbed to him about the kid. Did you ever think of that? I was merely trying to... What kind of mother are you? You're lucky he didn't kill you and then go after the boy. I'm your opponent here, not Judge Cavell. Now leave her alone and tell us what we need to know. Don't worry, Your Honor. We'll take it from here. I am in your debt, Mr. Edgeworth, as is Sean. I trust that you will look after us both, and I pray that the goddess of justice will watch over us all. Your precious goddess didn't even warn you there was a balloon right behind you.
Hold it!
He made her leave, but why? Wasn't he planning to kill her? Sure, but I'll bet he didn't want to do it in front of witnesses. Murderers don't tend to like that. She still didn't know he wasn't the real president, right? His secret was safe for the time being. And now that he knew about Sean, he could kill both of them whenever he wanted. You two got lucky when he died, huh? Why the frowns? I'd be smiling from ear to ear if I were you. I don't think anybody will be smiling until this matter has been cleared up once for all, so please continue. Your wish is my command. I guess a witness suddenly appearing in the sky must have shaken them up pretty badly and they panicked.
Hold it!
And what happened after? You were lucky that the bullets only struck the bottom of the basket. Yeah, tried to get out of there the second he pulled out the gun. Couldn't have my balloon going pop. But it was a close run thing. So you left right then and there. Of course I did. He was shooting at me. Are you saying there's a problem with that? Does that present a problem? Yes, there is a problem. In the end, you managed to leave Kay there up on that rooftop. Which means you didn't actually leave the vicinity, did you? Oh yeah, guess I forgot to tell you the next part. After he shot at me, he escaped through the hatch of the 51st floor. I hung around a little longer to make sure the coast was clear, then landed on the roof. Would you mind appending that statement to your testimony? Makes no difference to me, except that Miss Hart never saw him. Miss Hart never saw him. He was dead up there, and you moved his body with the balloon. Miss Hart's statement didn't see anyone pass through. Fucking fool. Someone was there. You're lying to us again. I am. The president never entered the storeroom the night before last. Miss Hart testified to that fact. What? How do you believe the word of a two-bit hack over mine? I beg your gosh dang pardon. Say that about the chief again, I dare you. I'll wipe that smile right off your stupid clown face. So we know Hart was camped out on the 51st floor the entire evening. If our fake president then escaped through there, then how the heck did he get off the roof? An excellent question, and one that I hope to provide an answer to next. We know that he didn't leave by the elevator, so neither that nor the hatch are possibilities, but leaves only one possible way of escaping that rooftop. The balloon! The balloon! The balloon! He hitched a ride on a balloon! He flew. He flew? Yes, in Mr. Saint's balloon. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Quit fooling around, will ya? Why in the world would I give that guy a lift in my balloon? There was a security camera on the elevator, and Miss Hart was on the 51st floor the whole time. There's no other way you could have left that rooftop.
Objection!
You know what the circus is all about? Making the audience think you're in danger. Giving them a thrill. But it's time to bring this act to an end. I'm not in danger here, even if you think I am. What do you mean? Watch and learn. Miss Hart, can I ask you something? You were keeping guard on the 51st floor the whole time, right? Never even blinking for a moment? You bet your big toe I was. I done said as much in my testimony. So the noise, the sound of Miles' faithful assistant falling through the hatch, that didn't scare you so badly that you fainted? So maybe I'd mentioned this before, but I fell asleep for a few weeks after that. Biscuit, no. Well, so what if I did? Ain't a girl in the world don't get caught a little unawares sometimes. Sorry, Miles, but that's what you get for putting your faith in these people. Doesn't matter. Kay can't have fallen down the hatch until after the president left the room.
Objection!
Are you sure about that? Allow me to offer a little counter theory. The coward fake president fired his gun at me, and then he hid in the shadows until after your friend fell down that hatch. So what if he did? What would that mean? Come now, surely even you can see what I'm insinuating here. It's elementary. If the president hid until after Miss Hart fainted, he could have passed right through the 51st floor undetected. And there we have it. Your little theory about the secret storeroom falls apart. Did he have to do that in my own voice? That's right. Oh, and another thing. I might have let Sean's identity slip to our pal the president while he was hiding in the shadows. That's why he went to the set to try and murder him the next day, only to wind up being killed himself. That's right. It was Sean who murdered the body double.
Objection!
What possible reason could the boy have for doing so?
Objection!
Oh, a pretty good one. He already knew he was the president's son. And how did he discover that exactly? Because I told him in one of my trademark letters. What? He's lying. Oh, you bet I am. Huh? Or am I? Maybe I did tell him, and maybe I didn't. Well, Shawnee boy, which is it?
It was my fault the Torosaurus head fell off that roof. I admit that much already. But I didn't find out about my dad until today, I swear.
Well. I knew about the falling head thanks to the bug. But who knew it was you who made it fall? And the president died from being crushed, was it? Alright, well that's confirmed at least. You were the murderer. Congrats on getting your revenge. That ties everything up pretty neatly, wouldn't you say? Although I guess you'd say something more like, and so the pieces fall into place at last. Well, counter my unassailable logic if you can.
I can, and I will. Oh my god, we're getting so close to the end. Hey, oh wait, no, hold on.
You know my MO by now, right? I'm a hands-off kind of guy. I always like to pull a few strings here and there. That was the case with Bronco, with Chairman Winter. So what makes you think I let that fake president set foot on my balloon? Besides, I thought he was crushed by that model monster head.
Oh, that's right. He was, quote-unquote, alive when he was down at the... But I still think he was crushed by the balloon.
And who said old Torosaurus is not gonna fall in, huh? It all makes perfect sense. That's where our imposter wound up dead, no doubt about it. And what was the motive behind the murder? The little truth I shared, just like I said. Get it? The truth? That thing you're so fond of? And that's what caused the murder here, not me. That's not possible. Well, is there a detective in the house? Somebody arrest that boy. Can't help noticing nobody rushing to slap on the handcuffs. What's the matter?
For starters, we're not done. For second, that's fucked up.
Curse you. Just as I thought. Admit it, you're all the same. You, Winner, the idiot phony president. You want the real culprit to go free so you can railroad me into a jail cell, don't you? That's the justice you all claim to love so much. You only love it when you can twist it to suit your needs. That's not true. Ha! Well, if you're not going to make the move, guess I'll have to step outside and speak to an officer myself. Once I tell them the kid's here a murderer, maybe then they'll finally do...
Okay, first of all, it's an accident. That's not a murder. That's manslaughter at worst. And even then, it's not even really that. It was such a huge level of uncontrollable accidents that, like, no one should go to jail for this. Like, if it's true that he did it, kid didn't do shit. You have to prove fucking intent there, motherfucker. Fuck you, bitch. Anyways, you're getting me off track. We're trying to finish this in time.
We're not done with your testimony yet, Mr. Saint. How did I know you'd make some excuse for stalling even longer, but you still don't have any proof, do you? Or any chance of winning this? Tell me I'm wrong. And yet you still want to prolong the agony? Well, as long as you know what you're doing. He's not holding back. Did you forget that little Shawnee's life is on the line too? Hey, Mazzarino. Take a deep breath for me, would you? Why would I do that, Fender? Because it sounds like these, you need to kick back, take stock, and be grateful for what you have. The worst of times are when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles, remember? The way in which the president made his escape is what you and the laughing boy can't agree on. So how about this for a little thought experiment? What if it's not about whether the big guy in the purple jacket got on the balloon or not, but rather, under what conditions would Simeon have been cool with letting him get on board?
If he was dead?
A turnabout, some thinking. Forgive the interruption, just my 2 cents worth. Or your old man's, I guess I should say. Maybe Gregory's technique can still prove useful in this crazy modern era. He's right. Under what circumstances could the body double have been allowed on that balloon? He was a physically imposing man, and what's more, he was carrying a gun. Could he have been drugged? No, there were no traces of sedatives found during his autopsy. In which case... Surely not! Are you about ready to continue, Miles? Don't forget, this is what we're playing for. This is going to be tricky, but I have to tear his testimony down, one statement at a time.
Okay, we're gonna say, well, we have no health, but we'll just spawn right here if we have to. I'm a hands-off kind of guy. I just like to pull a few strings here and there. That was the case for Bronco with Chairman Winter. So what makes you think I let that fake president? You didn't.
Hold it.
but it's the only way he could have gotten down from the roof of that building. Alright, let's game this one out, shall we? Suppose I took him down to the ground like you said. What's wrong with doing that? You did take him on your balloon. You're really obsessing over this one little detail. This isn't like you, Miles. And how do you think it went down? He held me at gunpoint and said, show me the city at night? That's ridiculous, and you know it is. Or did you really fail to think this through? You said yourself you gave him Sean's identity. Surely that was enough to win him over. Win him over? The man who shot at me? No. Then you must have put him to sleep and carried him away like you did on me. Very well. Let us suppose that is be true for a second. Did you autopsy show the presence of sedatives? It's no good. He's just not giving us an opening. Anyway, never mind all that. There are way more interesting things I'd rather talk about.
This.
Actually, I have some doubts about that. I mean, if the president really was killed by the Taurosaurus head... Don't tell me you're throwing your own pet theory in the trash, Mr. James Prosker. Aren't you the one who went to all the trouble to prove that the man squashed by head hypothesis was true? That may have been my theory at one point, but that was when we thought the head was the only thing that could have crushed him. Why the past tense? That's still your theory, no? It's not like you have anything else right now. President's body double was crushed under the falling Taurosaurus head. Fact. No. There must be something. Some other piece of evidence that could link this man to the president's death by crushing the balloon. Big, giant balloon. Isn't that right, Biscuit? We all know who did it. The model head is practically screaming his name.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Fuck you.
Objection!
I was right. I'm a genius. Because I know what's gonna happen.
Sean didn't kill the president. The president was crushed by a monster. What? Did you really just say that? You! Oh, I get it. He's the kid who can communicate with giant beasts, right? Did he use his special powers? The only person in communication with monsters was you. Sorry, but you have me mixed up with somebody else. No monster pals here, I'm afraid. Why the false modesty? You're very close with at least one such creature. In fact, you made him make this particular monster do exactly as you command. It was you who killed the president, Mr. Saint, and I can prove it. What? You're talking about the lion balloon? Yes, a quivering mockery of a monster filled with hot air, but a monster nonetheless. Not entirely unlike Mr. Saint himself. Sorry, you lost me. What are you trying to say, exactly? You seem very keen to stick to your story about having manipulated Sean and the president. But no matter how true you may have wanted it to be, this was nothing more than a desperate lie. Even the most skilled animal tamer can't make the dead do his bidding. And the president was dead long before he left that roof, having been killed by your balloon. I get it. That thing may look lighter than air, but it weighs a few hundred pounds, right? When the president attacked you from the roof, you had to think quickly in order to protect yourself. The method you chose, landing the balloon right on top of him. You didn't need to let him ride on that balloon, and he didn't need to coerce you into taking it, because what you took away was his dead body. Wait a minute now, Miles. If what you're saying is true, the president would have been killed 2 nights ago, which would mean the time of death recorded in the autopsy was wrong. It would. Wow, you're really losing your touch. Look again. It's written right there.
Did somebody fake his autopsy again? Did somebody fake his autopsy again? Is that what's happening?
Time of death, April 5th, 11 p.m., clear as day.
April 5th? That was yesterday. Which means...
Exactly. It means he died when the Taurosaurus head fell off of that roof.
Something's wrong.
Alright, Sean, it's time to be honest with us all. You know it was the right thing to do. You killed your daddy, didn't you? You hated him, didn't you? We get it. We wanted... He just left you. What kind of
We've already proven that that wasn't his dad.
No, that's not what happened. I already told you I didn't know who he was until today. Oh, but you did know because I told you myself. Could my theory really have been so wide off the mark? I want to thank you once again, Miles. You hounded Winter and the Guard until their crimes were finally exposed, and by ruining them both, you helped me get my revenge. Gotta love those powers of deduction. At the time of death matched up, everything else would fit. So, could he have possibly cheated at the time of death somehow? Oh, and what was the other guy's name again? Carmelo Gusto? You even ran him down for me! You even ran him down for me. That was some great work you did there. Of course. Gusto! The IS-7 incident! Freezing cold! You put him in the freezer. He killed Frost and froze his body in order to conceal it. Mr. Gusto needed to freeze Mr. Frost's body in order to obscure the time of death. So when the murder occurred during the afternoon tea, he would have been in... Yep. Like father, like son. I only wish I could have been there to see his downfall too. How can you say that? It was your father.
It's so scary. Mr. Guard just keeps asking and asking about what happened that day. Where are you, Dad? When are you coming to get me? Please, I need you to come take me away. Is it because I broke my promise? Because I didn't show up in time to help you taste your... I mean, your dad did suck. But also, it's not his fault that you ended up in the orphanage.
He was no father. He left me all on my own. What kind of person would do that? May have shared the same blood, but that's it. Father, what a jerk. You may not want to hear this, Mr. Saint, but you share more than blood. Hate him all you like, but you're more like your father than you know. What's that supposed to mean? A fate can be strange sometimes, but this was no coincidence. You and your father were the same even in the method you chose. You deliberately threw off the time of death, just as he did.
Also, completely true, babies.
A refrigeration unit. I threw off the time of death? And how did I do that exactly? By hiding the president's body in a very specific place. You hid the body right here.
It's around here somewhere. Where was it? It was
Take
around
that.
here.
You needed to keep the body cool somewhere, and you also needed somewhere to keep Sean. Who knew that the two were connected? You're talking about the kidnapping again? Why are we bringing that up now? Because much as you may wish we had forgotten, we know that you kept Sean in a refrigeration unit. The same refrigeration unit in which you kept the president's body. Just as your father froze the body he was trying to conceal 18 years ago. What? You're saying I'm the same as him? The same as the animal who abandoned me? A sad irony, but an undeniable truth nonetheless. Shut up! I'm nothing like him! I can never be like him! He's nothing to do with me, and we're nothing alike! Sorry, kiddo, but I think it's pretty clear that you and old Gusto have more than a little in common. You even told us you didn't like sweet stuff back when we first met, right? If that's not a product of your daddy issues, I don't know what is.
You don't understand.
You may have tried to disown your father, but he lives on in everything you do. You think the same way. And you're every bit as prepared as he was to sacrifice others in order to protect yourself. Your crimes were even exposed in the same manner. You couldn't be more similar.
One moment. Okay, had to blow my nose. We're good.
Screaming! Lots and lots of screaming! Or should I say...
God damn it. Now what?
I don't know anything about a refrigeration unit, and a kidnapping, nothing to do with me. Nonsense! You did it so you could blackmail Judge Cavell. We know for a fact you were involved. You're a real danger to be around, you know that, Miles? What aren't you going to accuse me of? But it changes nothing. You still don't have any proof. of incitement, of kidnapping, of anything. Oh wait, are you planning on maybe fabricating some? Taking a leaf out of the old winter playbook? Never! I would never do that. I can't let myself rise to the provocation. What was the line? No matter what happens, we must find the truth. Something like that. Ah, but only when the truth suits you, huh? And that's how the law keeps people down, isn't it? And why I had to get my revenge myself. I got away with it. I got away with it all. Lagarde, winner, and now you. None of you can touch me.
This is bad, Mr. Edgeworth. Isn't there anything we can do?
Everything points to this man being our culprit. But we need evidence, even just one piece.
One Piece? The manga? Good manga.
Alright, it's been fun, but it's time we brought this little show to an end. Stick around for the main event though, won't you? I'll even let you in for free. And you'll finally admit defeat.
Can we just check the basket for blood with luminol?
Now who?
Who, what, where, what, why? What's happening?
Who was that?
Gumshoe?
What the fuck do you mean, Gumshoe?
Sorry to keep you waiting, sir.
Gummy, where have you been?
I've been doing my job just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me.
Detective Gumshoe, do you have anything to report?
I had them look into a few things real quick, sir, about the refrigeration unit where the kid was kept. It was registered to the Very Big Circus, just like you said.
And there it is, just in the nick of time. Excellent work, Detective. Well, Mr. Saint? Must be some kind of mistake. Why would a circus need a refrigeration unit? A valid question, I suppose. Well, we're no experts on the circus trade. Perhaps you could ask your department manager for her thoughts on the matter. Well, Miss Barry.
We do hire a unit to store all the food for the animals, but I don't know where it is. I leave all that to Simeon. He's so good at that kind of thing.
Fool!
Simeon, you're scaring me.
Such a shame, but rushing to find a solution after the fact so often leads to mistakes. You knew that if the body was found in the unit, the suspicion would fall on you. So you panicked and moved it to the ground, to the big building instead. But you weren't counting on Sean being found in the unit when you kidnapped him. If only you'd known you were up against a great thief and an even greater detective. Is everything all right? You're looking a little pale. Don't think you've won just yet, Miles. You're missing proof for the most important part of your little theory. I am. Perhaps you could enlighten us. You don't have any evidence that I crushed the presidential faker with that balloon. And I know you don't because there isn't any. I'm afraid there is. What? If Mr. Saint murdered the victim as we think he did, there should be traces of your misdeed on this piece of evidence.
Take that!
Analysis of the balloon basket should turn up the evidence we need. Ha! The balloon again! You already have your bullet hole. What else do you expect to find?
We, expect to find plenty, actually. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? If there's truth to be found, then he'll find it. He's a hero of justice. He sure is! We'll find something for sure! Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of way tighter spots than this one!
What they said. We believe in you, Miles Reno. Is this all just to knock me down? And so does your pop. He's looking down on you right now. I know he is. Just stay calm and see this through to the end, Miles Edgeworth. A perfect victory is only moments away. The president's body double was killed by the balloon. A trace of a certain substance will prove that. And you, Simeon Saint, will pay for your crimes at last. I'm looking forward to this. Time to wrap up the mysteries of past and present once and for all. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, deal the final blow.
You have indeed. Hi, Gary. Welcome to We're About to Pin It All on the mastermind who's been here the whole time, and oh my god, what a shock it was.
The last piece of evidence will prove your guilt beyond a shadow of a doubt. We should find blood.
Oh, or the yellow stuff. Yeah. Or the flowers. That's right. No blood, but flowers.
When Sean found the president's body, he also found a bouquet of lion lilies. Lion lilies, symbol of the connection between parent and child. A popular flower back in Zhangfa. That's your proof. A bunch of flowers that will be rotting at the dump by now. A bunch of flowers that Sean threw away. So much for your beautiful symbol of parental connection. I've got nothing to do with any of this. Ignore him, Sean. You threw those flowers away, that much is true. But the bond they represent remains as strong as it ever was. The President held on to them until the last, an act which provided us with our final piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about? The flowers Sean disposed of had been squashed flat. They must have been crushed by the balloon. If we examine the basket for traces of lime and lily pollen, what do you think we might find? No, you don't need to do that. You looked over the basket just now. Anyway, if there's pollen stuck to it, you would have seen it. Those flowers are bright yellow. Not all evidence is visible to the naked eye, Mr. Saint.
Emma! Yeah? It's finally my turn? I've been so quiet for the past, 2 hours?
I'd like to call on your scientific skills once again, if you don't mind.
Leave it to me. Alright, let's take a look at this balloon basket, shall we? I've got something. Bright yellow pollen, just like you said. If it's from the same flowers, it shouldn't take more than another quick test to prove it.
What? The power of science! And there we have it. You murdered the President, and this murder you carried out yourself.
Everything in her power to not have a PTSD to turn about Big Top? Nah, I think she's fine. She's stronger than that.
Look at this. No! You crushed the President with that balloon. Then you loaded his body into the basket and took him to the refrigeration unit. But why? Why go to the trouble of removing the body? Because he knew another incident was scheduled to occur that same evening.
Oh, Rosie Ringer's murder.
Exactly. If he had left the body there, it would have interfered with his other plans. I get it. And he couldn't leave the body in the refrigeration unit for too long either, right? Indeed not. So while returning to the big building to drop the body off again the following night, he must observe the fire Sean caused, and the Torosaurus had fallen as a result.
I mean, considering the basket's probably pretty big, it probably wouldn't be that difficult. The more impressive thing is dropping it fast enough to crush somebody without anyone else noticing.
That's what gave you an idea, wasn't it? To frame Sean for the murder. You made it seem as if the falling head was what killed him, so that my son would take the blame. Despicable coward. In order to achieve your aim, you lowered the President's body from the balloon to the lot below. And while he was dangling from the rope you used, he was caught on Sean's rehearsal tape.
No. How did you see through it all?
How? How? You manipulated people, and you manipulated this case just as you manipulate animals on the stage. You thought you were all-powerful, but your reign is at an end.
It almost looked like they're mad with you, Simeon. Even Money and Isaiah. They thought you were their friend, but you're not. They're sad and mad all at the same time.
Stop it! Stop looking at me like that! Perhaps they will when you finally stop clowning around. You're not cut out for comedy. Your tale is destined to end with a whimper.
I don't... Get away from me!
Get away from me! Leave me alone! Dad, where are you?
I was so scared. I don't know what you're talking about. I've done nothing wrong. Nothing. I'm not the bad one. They are. Why, Bronco? Why did you stop me from going to see my dad? If only none of them did what they did, I wouldn't have had to. I couldn't trust the police. I couldn't trust anybody. I was all alone with nobody to help me. But that man, he helped me. And this was the only one who ever helped me. So what if I used people? I had to. Is that so wrong? No. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Ow, that hurts. Stop it. You. No. Wow, got punched by a fucking gorilla. No. No. Holy shit. I'm pretty sure he's dead, right? Like, you don't survive this.
It seems the game is up at last.
I knew it was the killer. Hi, the killer. How you doing?
The killer! Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, may I be the first to congratulate you. You have unmasked the person behind this entire sorry affair.
Never trust clowns. Yep.
Now I am free to... No! Guns are so clumsy, don't you find? I don't have a gun. Please, not only are you carrying one, you were just about to draw it. DK Bonanza accept Pauline as Simeon. No! He doesn't deserve it. And then replace DK with money. He must have stolen it from the president after murdering him. This gentleman betrayed a bond of trust. He knew the so-called president was an imposter, and yet he employed me to kill him nonetheless. There's nothing more dangerous for an assassin than to be lied to about the nature of one's target. If one does not know what card one's opponent is holding, one can be very unpleasantly surprised. But that was not your true crime. No, thinking you could deceive me, manipulate me, that is the crime for which you are about to pay. No! Candace is here. What the fuck is happening here? You. It's been a while to kill her. Step aside, Thomas. That man is my target. I would politely ask that you call off this particular job. He'll pay for his crimes, but in prison, not at the end of your blade.
There are so many assassins in this room right now. Like, if I had a nickel for every assassin that was in this room, I'd have at least 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that, that it's happening right now so many times. Weird that there's so many of them.
And if I refuse, let us just say that I may not take the loss of the one life that I have ever saved too well. You save a life. Paradama Khanis, the blind butcher himself. Preposterous, I know. But yes, I, who have taken so many lives, once chose to preserve them, out of an innocent young pup. And he, in his turn, saved mine, something of a bond formed between us. Laugh all you like, I know you would, but I would respectfully request that you spare him, as one professional to another. I'm asking you to let this particular target live. Very well. The boy must mean a lot to you. Thank you. I am in your debt. You need not thank me. I simply see little point in the two of us killing one another. Now then, I bid you all good day. No! Get back here! Oh, you'll have my thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. This young pup needed to be shown the error of his ways. And you have done just that. Alright, I suppose we'd better be getting back. Our ironclad enclosure awaits. Doesn't it, Helmet? Yes, yes it does. Oh, hello. You killed my dad, didn't you, old man? I will not lie. I did. My victims deserve to be remembered at the very least. But I sense a great hatred for me from you, horned pup. In that case... Sean, no! You must not falter, little one. Here, you may use my knife. Take it, and cut my throat. One sure slice is all it takes. I was growing rather tired of carving my little statues anyway. I want revenge. I want it so badly. Sean, don't do it! Please, Sean, I beg of you. At least, I did until just now. I would have done anything to make you pay, no matter how long it took. Oh, but you shouldn't make those who have wronged you pay. It'll make you feel so good. Trust me. All the pain, all the suffering, it all goes away. It drowns it all out. It numbs it. Maybe it does. And listening to you, I thought maybe that's what I wanted. Sean! That's not just about me. Say I get my revenge. How does that help anybody else? I become a murderer, and my mom suffers 10 times more than I ever would. And so would all the people I work with. They're counting on me, and they worry about me. Thoughtful words indeed, little one.
Biscuit, be careful.
Yeah, well, I get it now.
Also, although he is the one who, like, killed your father directly, he's not the one who ordered it.
I won't ever forgive you, but I shouldn't be the one who gets to punish you. That's what these guys are for. My mom, the prosecutor, people like that. Sean. Wow. You may be young, Sean, but you're way wiser than I'll ever be. You can at least consider trying to be better at yourself, Kay.
Not really. She still does the like, I don't know if it changed at all. It still has her panicking, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Biscuit! Biscuit, what the... Hold on. Biscuit, stop. Down. What the hell was that about? Biscuit, why are you in my chair? Down. Bad naughty Biscuit. Bad naughty Biscuit. You ripped my headphones out of the computer. I love you too, baby darling. Very well. Then I suppose we'll be on our way. With me, young pup. On our way? To where? Where else? To the prison. Our home. Something about her boobs and her shoulders not moving in sync, but it's been a while. I don't remember noticing anything. Our home? That's right, congratulations. You get to live with your father figure, I guess. And with that, the case came to an end. A case that had dragged so many people into its orbit. But as for me, there was one last thing I had to do. Oh, right. We have to figure out if he's going to choose to continue to be a prosecutor or not. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Edgeworth.
What's the big idea, big guy? Want to tell us what we're doing here?
Mr. Edgeworth, your request has been processed and approved.
You're what now?
I've asked for my prosecutor's badge to be reinstated. That is also something that my brain was going. Because we know that he does that at some point, we just don't know when. I still can't believe he did that for me.
A great man once said that an attorney's job is to be a friend to the friendless, and to trust his clients to show him the way to the truth.
A great man, aka your husband.
That man's image will be forever burned into my memory. My father in the courtroom, fighting for those who could not fight for themselves.
Good old Gregory. That or his dad said that. One of the two. Or both.
But that was his path. Your path. Mine lies elsewhere.
Mr. Edgeworth.
My path is that of the prosecutor. It always was. Well, then I guess that's that. I'm sorry. No, I dig it. And besides, I can tell by that look in your eye that your mind's made up. It is. Alright then. Looks like our work together is diddly done. Just don't come crying to old Eddie if you change your mind. This club's now closed to new members. I understand. Hey, Master. Here to tell me why, at least? How come you're so dead set on popping the old prosecutor's hat back on?
You once asked me something, Fender.
I've been thinking about that question ever since. About how I mean to live my life. And now that this case is over, I think I finally know the answer. I'm going to help people as a prosecutor. Can't you also do that as an attorney? Oh, look at it this way. A Simeon Saint was also a victim of assaults. He lost his only parent all those years ago, and with him his ability to believe in a just world. I know how that feels. To lose somebody so important to you. To lose faith in everything. To doubt everything and be utterly alone. To fight and fight and fight.
Was his mom ever mentioned? I don't, not that I recall. Not that I recall. But also, neither were Carmelo Gusto's wife or Artie Frost's wife. Like, moms don't ever seem to be in the picture. Whether it's Edgeworth, or or Simeon Saints, or Bronco Knights. Where are their moms? Nobody knows. But I was lucky. Somebody was kind enough to save me from myself. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty, so I make that my policy. Yeah, that was from the first game. Show us the boy! Mr. Saint had nobody. He had no faith in the law. He felt that seeking revenge for himself was the only option. But I doubt even you imagine the body. I want to help people like him.
And how do you plan to do that?
The boys have fathers and the girls have mothers. Yep. Basically. And even then, that's not even entirely true, but... Even in this one, like, Sean has a mom. And technically, he has 3 parents. We know all 3 of his parents, but the only one who's still alive is his mom.
If he had been able to rely upon the law, none of this would have happened. Chairman Winner made a mockery of justice, and in so doing, drove Mr. Saint away from seeking it. The law is only as good as its practitioners. It can be a shield that keeps the people safe from harm, or a sword wielded to wound them. Just one among many of the law's great contradictions. You can say that again. But one cannot solve such contradictions in the law without engaging with it. I don't think an attorney could have saved Mrs. Saint, but a prosecutor, a custodian of the law. I think perhaps they could have.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Kay did have a dad, and we know nothing about her mom. What happened to her mom? Nobody fucking knows. We know about her dad, though. They can only ever have one parent. Like, 90% of the time. Like, Trucy never knew her mom. But so by all accounts, she technically counts in this.
I plan to take off my badge again.
Even though we know it, she doesn't know who her goddamn mom is. Apollo also never had a mom. He was raised by motherfucker. Neither of them knew their mom. And what's funny is, same mom. But now, Phoenix Wright knows who the mom is and hasn't and she's like, no, don't tell them. And I'm like, just fucking tell. Anyways. I hope that she fucking tells them at some point. Like, I want confirmation. Confirmation in game, in canon. I need to stop dicking around.
I plan to take on my badge and confront those contradictions at every turn. Very Miles Reno. I like it. You know it won't be easy breezy though, right? Fighting the law itself, that's lawyering on hard mode. I understand that, but somebody has to do it. Oh, I don't doubt that. And if it has to be anybody, it should be you, me, and the judge right here. We can all work together. Laws are like people, I guess. They both gotta grow and change. Adapt or perish, am I right? You're going to smash this, I just know it. After all, you're Gregory's boy through and through. And if there's one thing that man did not know how to do, it's give up. Eyes on the prize and straight on till sunset. That was his motto. You know what? I saw that same determination on your face the second you mentioned taking up prosecutoring. Why must this word suck so much? You know what's really grown and changed? I hate to be a great big cheeseball, but you. I only wish your dad was here to see it. He'd be proud as all get out. Fender, thank you. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, if you're ready to begin, we can get the ceremony underway. Please. By the power vested in me by the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence, I, Verity Gavel, do hereby, in the sight of the Almighty Goddess, reinstate Miles Edgeworth as a servant of the law.
All right, you're a prosecutor again. Best news I've heard all week, sir.
Well, Mr. Prosecutor, I got a scoop. Your pop's going to want to know that his kid just signed up for the opposition a second time. Ha! Thank you again, Fender, for everything. Don't thank me yet. Next time you see me could be across the courtroom. And this face is a whole lot less roguishly charming when it's on your side of the aisle. I would relish the opportunity to face an attorney trained by my father. I hope that day comes very soon. Alrighty, Fender out. Welcome back into the fold, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thank you, Judge Cabell. I owe you more than I can say. You do. You strove to right the wrongs of the committee from the inside. That must have been a lonely battle indeed. Not at all. I was never truly alone. That's right! You had the goddess of justice on your side. Thank you for teaching me that it's possible to fight in such a way. The contradictions within the committee are like those within the legal system itself. If we aren't able to overcome them, the real truth will forever evade us. I have you to thank for teaching me that, and for setting me on this path. I hereby swear to confront the contradictions that afflict the law and to overcome them. And I thank you for your commitment to that cause, as does the Almighty Goddess. I truly believe that such efforts are necessary in order for the law to grow and improve. I will look forward to seeing you in the courtroom again soon, as will I. You did not see the best of me when last I oversaw a trial. The next time will be different. I will show you what it means to serve justice with true impartiality. Judge Cabell, I don't mean to call your motivation into question. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, but to my mind, the ideal judge is not wholly impartial. The ideal judge is human. Even in the courtroom, they laugh, they cry, they rage, they smile. And then when all is said and done, they pass down a judgment based on that very humanity. I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but perfection isn't always the loftiest of ideals, and it's certainly not the only thing to strive for. Forgive me, this is my opinion, and nothing more. You are right, of course. There are other ways. I thank you for sharing your insights. Mr. Edgeworth, there's another reason I was never truly alone during my long struggle against Chairman Winter. Someone else was with me, someone other than the goddess. Eustace? Sean? Of course, Sean! This clipping gave me more courage than words can express. Simply having it near gave me hope. No matter how hard things get, no matter how formidable one's opponent, when we feel that we are not alone, we can keep going, no matter how hard the road ahead. Mistakes have been made.
I'm back, baby.
Welcome back, Maya. We're almost done. But we must fix them, for Sean's sake more than anyone's. I'm hydrating and postured. Like the mistakes made in the incident in which his fathers died. So you see, there is something more important even to me than the words of the goddess. Although it may anger her to hear me say such things. So that was your secret weapon all along. The strength of your bond with your son. Perhaps you are right. Perhaps I should not strive for an unachievable perfection. But I must grow. As a servant of the law and as a mother. That, I believe above all else. I see. Seems that we both have plenty still to learn. Indeed, we are neither of us perfect yet. Let us continue along our chosen paths, and continue to grow as we tread them. Until we meet again, I will look forward to that day. May the goddess watch over you as you embark upon the next step of your journey. Epilogue. Finish it up. I lost the title of prosecutor, but now I have regained it. And in so doing, I have seen a new way forward. And I am determined to follow that path until it finally leads me to the truth. No matter how hard it might be, no matter what obstacles might arise, woe betide anybody who stands in my way, for whoever they may be, whatever they might say, I will lift up my voice and shout, OBJECTION! And we did it! Oh my god, I'm legit shocked that we finished today. 100%, I'm surprised. I did not think that we would. So, Chief, what kind of scoop we looking to land ourselves next, huh? Did I teach you nothing, knucklehead? We're journalists, dang it! Leads are our stock in trade, our bread and butter. You don't just hand that stuff over, not until you're dang apprentice. Sorry, Chief. Guess I still got a whole bunch to learn, huh? Well, alright then. Better go track down some leads by myself. That's the spirit. You go get 'em, champ. Before you mosey on down that way, mind, sharing what kind of leads them there leads might be? Huh? But, Chief, you... Come on now, I'm pretty much your editor, ain't I? Can't hold out on the boss. Oh, come on, Chief, that's cold. Biscuit. Here, you know what, Maya? Just send that $10 to me. I'll get it to him. Don't worry. I'll make sure he gets it.
My arm wound has yet to fully heal even now. The bodyguard who inflicted it was a skillful practitioner indeed. I shan't be forgetting him in a hurry. But never mind that now. Time to return to the life of a simple ice cream seller. Although I have been thinking that perhaps crepes would be more my speed. Well, no rush. I'm sure there'll be time to ponder the matter before my next job comes in.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start the raid to send this over to Caden, and if it ends before we...
Sure, you might have knocked me on my butt, wise guy, but I ain't out for the count just yet. I'll be keeping my guard up and looking for an opening. Ain't that right, Teddy? Second the bell rings for the next round of escape shenanigans, we'll come out swinging. Till then, it's training, training, and more training.
Yeah, thank you all so much for joining me today. Reminder... Till the stinger? I gotta wait. He wants to know if I'm still planning on becoming an animal stylist. Sure, I'm still studying every single day. I'm still up to my elbows in mud. The stinger seemed fine.
I plan to make it my new career when I finally get out of here.
What's that? Is my release a few more years away now because I helped warden the guard? Yeah, thanks all very much for joining. Reminder, it's the most important character growth in the franchise. Is about Winter? Is it about Eustace? Anyways, reminder, Saturday we'll be back for Digimon Emerald. Sunday, we should actually finish another game this week. We should be able to finish another Crab's Treasure on Sunday. God, there's so many people to get through. So shocked my what Simeon had been up to this whole time. I trusted him. I was his boss. Still, can't sit around being sad forever, I guess. The show must go on. We can't let the magic department and the ventriloquy department get the better of us. We'll light up the stage and blow away the competition and all those awful memories with it. So next week on Thursday, we're going to start Cult of the Lamb. So I hope y'all come in and join me and hang out for that. I'm excited to play that. I must have gotten soft in my old age, haven't I, boy? Yes, I have. 18 years ago, I saved a life, and the troublesome child is still keeping me busy to this day. And now here we are, back in a cage. Well, we'll have company soon at least, won't we, boy? Yes, our friend the pup. Things certainly won't be dull with him around. No, they won't. You'll have someone to play chess with. Oh yeah, Tangaroa and Judy. What dessert shall we eat? Chocolate cake, sticky and sweet. Oh, so soft, fluffy and light. You'll be dreaming of it tonight. I'll always be waiting for you, Judy. And I'll come visit you every day, just like you and Eddie did when I was in here. We have so much to thank him and Mr. Edgeworth for. Most of all, the fact that I get to eat your delicious desserts again, Samson. And not just you, they gave me permission to keep providing sweet treats to everyone here. Biscuit. Why? I guess spreading the gospel of candy making for all those years is finally paying off. Biscuit, no. No, don't do that. We're right at the end, baby. Oh, hello, sweeties. Fancy seeing you here. How you a great big thank you, you know. And dear old Greggy Pegleg, too, of course. After all, thanks to you that I can eat Sammy Poop or sweets again. I'm even thinking of making a lovely medicine out of them. I'm going to call it Snacker's Delight. It makes your stomach so small you can get as skinny as a tent peg and laugh every minute. I'm going to make a fortune. Who all's left? Cause I'm ready to go eat dinner. I'm hungry now. Man, I've met so many beautiful people now and drawn so many beautiful sketches. Lulu isn't the biggest fan of my new work, though. She took one long look at my sketchbook and hit me over the head with it. Bam! Just like that. And then she left. Guess that's one less beautiful person in my life now. It's because you draw nothing but... So I got a big decision ahead of me. Do I follow my heart or follow my heart? By heart, I mean new girlfriend. You got that, right? Like 100%, she got mad at you because you were just not drawing with nothing but other women.
Baxter, the Batinator. Seriously though, thanks for the assist today, good buddy. Bah, you want me to talk about IS-7? I'll talk all day. Sounds like that Edgeworth kid is doing good work. Yeah, Miles Arena chose a different path from his old man in the end. Path that means we can't work together. But that won't stop me looking in on him from time to time. You've come pretty far yourself. Holy macaroni, a compliment from Big Bad Detective Bad? Am I dreaming?
Bad out on good behavior. Yeah. I mean, that tracks. What was that, 2 weeks? You make a good point, though. Oh, right, these two. Looks like they'll be letting me off a little easier than I thought for what I did. I guess because I told them I was kind of forced to do it. Ow! Ain't no such thing as easy when it comes to crime, dang fool child! Sorry, Grandma. I still feel awful about it, of course. But I'm just so glad I get to stay out here with you. What's that? You think we should be getting back to work? I guess you're right. Can't keep the dead waiting. Alright, Emma. We have to talk to Emma. Science saves the day again, huh? Good thing I happen to be around, right? Even if I do have to jump right back on a plane again and go back to Europe. Don't worry, you'll be back for the Apollo Justice Trilogy. All this flying around is gonna get tiring. Still, it's all part of becoming a first-class forensic investigator. Guess I better get going. Oh, but if you ever need me, just say the word, okay? I'll come running. You know I will. Oh, thank you, Maya. That will go straight into the biscuit fund, and definitely not my car's AC fund. The greater one's father, the greater pressure, but Eustace Winter, was it? He has chosen his own path now, and he will be tested. Just as I was. Miles Edgeworth chose to live as a prosecutor over how his own father lived. That, too, was a valid answer to the question we've all had to wrestle with. Is this one the stinger scene? The last one? Are we here? Nope, you've got to talk to Lane first, damn it.
My father hid a secret, bore burden I could only have imagined. I thought only of my family name. He thought of so much more. He thought of our entire nation. I mean to carry on that legacy, to fulfill his last great wish. Even if our president was an imposter. Even if the real president is long dead. Even if it takes all my effort and all my men's effort, Zhang Fa will rise again. I can't wait for you to see it.
I gave up on the whole the winner thing. Told everybody to stop calling me that. Because I didn't win. My dad did it all for me. I'm going to start again from scratch. I won't let what he did ruin everything. And pretty soon, I'll be better than him, and better than Edgeworth, so watch out! Now, first order of business, get a new nickname.
Well, it was eventful to say the least, but we got it done, and the movie's going down great.
I think the murder stories in the gossip magazines might have helped.
Big bad man emerged revealed the true face of mastermind Zangfall president murder plot.
Huh? Oh wait, this is a picture of you, Mr. Powers?
Why? But why?
Hey, it's not so bad. After all, it'll make people come and see the movie, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, poor Mr. Powers. Why is he always getting the short end of the stick? Oh.
I very much enjoyed the movie, Sean. It's nothing. It wasn't even a big part. The boy who befriended both Tarsaurus and Gordy. It'll come any bigger than that. And it was a role you were born to play.
You think? Well, it would be cool to be in the sequel, I guess. And I kind of like acting. Hey, can we pick something up before we head back? I wanted to get some lion lilies for my dad.
Of course, and I'll buy some too, for Amelie.
Oh, here we go. April 8th, 4:17 p.m., Prosecutor's Building. Hi, Prosecutor's Office. Sis. Phew! It's been a busy few days, huh, sir?
Unbelievably so. How did so many important cases all come along at once?
There's never a dull moment when I'm around. Guess I'm just lucky that way. Wait, so all that stuff happened because of you? No, Gummy, how could you say that?
And yet, I don't think the good detective is entirely wrong. Well, okay, what now? Will you be returning to your thieving practice?
Yeah, good question. What? You're not sure? How can I put this? I guess I feel like I've been trying to follow my father's footsteps this whole time, you know? Trying to become a great thief, just like he was.
The Yotagarasu, or a Yotagarasu, at least.
But watching how this all panned out for you, Mr. Edgeworth, it got me thinking that maybe I need to get out from under his shadow. And live my own life, too. Just like how you decided not to do the whole attorney thing. It's time to make our own fate.
She's right. After all, nothing thrives in the shade.
That's not true. I thrive in there when it's nice and hot.
I'm going to be my own hero. That sounds like an admirable plan indeed.
I won't be giving up the name, though. Can't not be the Atagarasu, right? Whatever name you pick, you'll always be Kados, okay? And you'll always be a hero. Aw, thanks, Gummy. You'll always be my Gummy, too. You bet I will, and I'll be doing my detective thing just as hard as always. So I'll be counting on you, sir.
Yes, and I'll be counting on you too, Detective. Just as I've been counting on you these last few days. You've helped us out too many times to mention. I think your next salary review may come as a pleasant surprise.
Huh? Huh? Oh, wait! You mean...
What's the matter? I'm saying I'll see to it that you get paid a little more, Detective.
You will? This is unbelievable, sir! No way! Go, Gummy! It's like a dream come true! I can finally leave the instant noodle life behind!
But I don't think I'll be letting you rest on your laurels. Your work won't be getting any easier. I hope you understand that.
Yes, sir! Understood, sir! I'll give you everything I've got, just you wait and see! That's true, he's actually, in this game, he was actually incredibly useful.
Fender and Judge Gavell set you on a new path in life. Oh. Did I mess something up? Anyways, a path on which I will face down every contradiction that the law has to present. A path at whose end lies the ultimate truth.
There we go. So that's ready.
A path at whose... But can I really do this? All I need to... Oh, also, just in case anyone forgot to grab it. I need to give it some serious thought. It certainly won't be easy. Nonetheless, Mr. Edgeworth, there's another reason I was never truly alone. Someone else was with me.
Yes, yes, the clipping. Everyone knows.
We can keep going, no matter how hard the road ahead. So that was your secret weapon all along. The strength of your...
Yes, 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 yes. We know. We already did that.
The strength of my bonds.
Oh! I almost forgot.
What is it?
I was trying to find other members from my Yatagrasa team, right?
I do vaguely remember something about that.
I never even found a single one. We're going to be unstoppable in our quest to steal the truth.
So much for that little pipe dream.
You're kidding, right? You already have a team. A team that can solve any case the world cares to throw at it.
Huh,
Yeah, I guess I do. The prosecutor, the detective, and the great thief. Between the three of us, we can hunt down the truth, put it in handcuffs, and steal it once and for all.
I can't help feeling a little sorry for the truth in that case.
Hi Rika, hi Raiders.
I guess we'll just have to end that there.
Welcome.
End that real fast. My raid went off slightly faster than I hoped it would. Oh well.
As long as the three of us stick together, we've got nothing to fear, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, nothing at all. My father followed his own path, right to the end. And now I follow a path of my own making too. But not alone. I have some colorful companions to help me. As long as they're beside me, I won't lose my way. It's a new path and a new me. And I'll be walking as a prosecutor, not an attorney. My father's paths and mine are different. But they're not as separate as they may seem. Though the routes differ, the destination is the same. Because, of course, both end at the truth.
The end. And that's what we're going to call it. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you again later. Bye. The raid's already happened.